CBS. Two elite quarterbacks, two coaches who do a lot of winning. It's a top 10 game with what on the line?
Oh, so much at stake here, Emily. You are spot on about the quarterback battle that's taking place between these two. Fernando Mendoza versus Dante Moore. Both of them projected to be taken very high in the NFL draft, and both have been close to flawless so far this season. You mentioned what's on the line. What's on the line is Oregon to continue their mission to win a national championship, and for Indiana, it's about respect. This is a game where they, last year they fell short against Ohio State on the road. They fell short against Notre Dame on the road. A lot of people mocked them, had fun at their expense. They need to show they can take this show on the road and win against a quality opponent.
All right, how about this one? Storylines aplenty for Red River this year. While the corn dogs are fried outside the Cotton Bowl, inside everyone's asking, is Arch Manning cooked?
Whoa.
That's what you were doing with Emily. That's what you were doing. Is he cooked? No, I'm not going to say that just yet. This is an opportunity for Arch to correct all of his wrongs. If he's able to put forth a great performance as an individual, not to mention lead his team to a big-time win, I think we could kind of wipe the slate and say, you know what, Arch, this is your opportunity right now, because what a win would do for Texas, get them right back into that playoff conversation. And then when you look at the Oklahoma Sooners, it's all about John Napier. Will he participate? And if he plays, where will he be in terms of health? Will he be good enough to be able to deliver the goods like he's done thus far? You know what? In a few hours we will see. But like I said, I'm not necessarily saying he's cooked just yet. It's kind of warm, but he's not cooked.
All right, tired versus tested. That's the storyline when Alabama travels to Mizzou. The Tigers haven't played a ranked team. They haven't even left home. Well, the Tide are coming off 2 straight ranked wins. So what gives here?
Ladies and gentlemen, I know it, you know it. Alabama is one of, if not the hottest team in all of college football right now. But whoa. This Missouri team is tough now. They're number 4 in the country in total offense. They're number 2 in the country in total defense. And they do have the best running back in the country, Ahmad Hardy, in the backfield. Is this a trap game for Alabama today? Ooh, we will see.
All right, watch out for Jordan Hare at night. The 10th-ranked Dogs have won 44 straight against unranked teams, but that crowd will be rocking, DK.
Yes, it will. Hugh Freeze sort of coaching for his future there. If he loses another game this season, you might see him looking for a job. And Kirby Smart, this defense has not been anything remotely close to the historically great defenses we've seen there in Athens, Georgia. Last in the SEC in sacks, they have not been able to pressure the passer, and that is good news for Jackson Arnold because Auburn's quarterback has struggled to find any rhythm and continuity in the pass game. This one, I think, will be lower scoring, defensive bloodbath type of game.
Meanwhile, Illini are getting 4.5 at home, despite the fact that they're 9-1 at home since the start of last season. But the Buckeyes, well, they give up as many points per game as I have fingers on one hand. Mackenzie Brooks, how do we bet this?
This is a tough one. I'd probably attack the first half or the third quarter. It sounds silly, but this is a team last season that absolutely dominated third quarter spreads. They will come out hot after halftime, regardless if they're up or down, to have that extra cushion. So maybe just take a look at that third quarter, because that's a very interesting spot to be in.
I like it. Penn State hosting Northwestern. And Damian, I'd love to call this a get-right game, but their last get-right game went way wrong at UCLA.
Yikes.
What do you need to see today?
Which version of Penn State are we going to see today? Are we going to see the Penn State that took Oregon to overtime in Happy Valley, or are we going to see the Penn State that got embarrassed against UCLA? If we see that UCLA version, there are massive questions around not only this Penn State team, but the safety and security of James Franklin's job as head coach.
Whew. All right, we can't just pick one, because what a day for the Big 12. Iowa State, Colorado, Kansas, Texas Tech, BYU, Arizona, Arizona State at Utah. Whew. Danny, where do your eyes and interests go when you look at the Big 12?
2 games. Texas Tech has been awesome. They look like the best of the class, but Jalen Daniels and Kansas are coming to town. I think it's a really good test. The other one is the late game, Arizona State at Utah. And the biggest disappointment for me is Sam Leavitt, the Arizona State quarterback, was listed as doubtful. With so in steps journeyman Jeff Sims. Can he get it done in a huge game? And remember, Utah, they went against Texas Tech at home, got embarrassed. They're looking to put that game far in the rear view. That one should be a fun one late night.
Speaking of fun ones, our College Football Today crew is live at Autzen Stadium, so you can join Rick, Adam, BJ, and Aaron. They will be live right after our show right here on HQ from 12 to 12:30. You can watch College Football Today from 2:30 to 3:30, leading you up to kickoff on CBS. Let's talk about this Indiana-Oregon game. We'll talk quarterbacks, we'll talk coaches, we'll talk offenses. But Danny, I want to start with just what excites you most about this top 10 matchup in the Big Ten?
I know we hype up games all the time, but I really do think these are two of the best quarterbacks going head-to-head against each other on the field out there at Autzen. Dante Moore has been a surprise of the season. He started as a true freshman at UCLA, was a little bit overwhelmed, got benched, and I think the year off did him wonders, being able to watch Dylan Gabriel. And then on the flip side, you talk about a long road to get to where he's been. Fernando Mendoza only had one offer coming out of high school to Yale, and then all of a sudden Cal comes in at the last minute, so he jumps all over it, goes out to Cal, plays really well. Now he goes to Indiana, where his brother is his backup quarterback in Alberto Mendoza. And what else does he do? He picks up exactly where this team left off last year. There were a lot of critics that can they do this again? Boy, they look the part so far.
This is a respect opportunity for Indiana. There are a lot of people in the college football ranks that do not respect the Hoosiers as a formidable playoff caliber team. When you look at what they did weeks ago against Illinois, it's almost like they kind of swept that under the rug. They blew out a very, very competitive Illinois team in a moment where most people thought that they would be vulnerable. So now you go all the way out to the Northwest playing against one of the best teams in college football. I love Oregon's style of play, and that's the thing that I'm watching. Can Indiana match Oregon's physical nature in the trenches on either side of the football field? And of course, they can go ahead and go to that race car package and throw it around the yard. But don't sleep on the Hoosiers. They have an abundance of confidence, and they believe they can go out there and get a much-needed win.
Well, we've been talking about this game all week, and we talk about this is a battle of two of the best quarterbacks in the country. Well, this is also a battle of two of the best run offenses in the country. I mean, when you look at Indiana, they're 5th in the country in total rush yards, 5th in yards per game at 260 yards a game. Well, guess what? Oregon's right behind them at 240 yards a game. So not only are these two teams with great quarterbacks, these are two teams that play complementary football on offense. They can run it just as well as they pass it. They supplement it with a little bit of play action here and there, and they move the quarterback's launch point to get the quarterback comfortable. So the pass game never becomes too much for them. It's too much on the quarterback's shoulders. So I'm interested to see which defense is going to be able to step up for their team, make a play, cause a turnover, and get their team a win today.
Let's talk about these QBs, though, because we are treated to quite the matchup between Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore. They've combined for 30 pass yards, 2 interceptions. They're playing absolutely out of their minds. In a year where we were never sure who maybe the top quarterback is going to be, it seems like it's these two. What has allowed them to have so much success this season, Danny?
One, I think this is oftentimes something that's overlooked. It's the supporting cast, right? It's the place that you go to, the system that you're running. And both of these guys entered into programs. We saw what Indiana did last year, where you've got stability, you've got a run game that helps you out. Same thing with Dante Moore. He's got a lot of weapons to work with. He's got a great offensive line. So I think the supporting cast and the surroundings, being in a winning program that has already kind of established themselves as one of the more consistent winners for Oregon, and now Indiana looks the part too, I think that's been a huge part. We put so much pressure on young players to step in and just be superstars, but a lot of times in the guys that are struggling, there's been a lot of moving parts around them. New offensive coordinators. You see a lot of players left and new offensive linemen. That's not necessarily the case with these two.
Yeah, I agree with the whole supporting cast conversation, because you look at the coaching of these two quarterbacks, Curt Signetti and Mendoza. I mean, just that blue-collar mentality, the way Mendoza plays. He's tough. He stands in the pocket. He takes a lot of hits under pressure, but he delivers those tough throws. That resembles his coach. And then you look at what Will Stein has done with this Oregon offense since he's been there. I mean, with Dylan Gabriel, obviously with Dante Moore. I mean, they're both of these quarterbacks are in perfect situations, whether it's from a coaching standpoint, whether it's the talent that's around them. Danny's absolutely right. The supporting cast is just as important to your success sometimes as your own individual talent.
When I look at Fernando Mendoza, he reminds me a lot of Jared Goff in terms of how he orchestrates that Detroit Lions offense. Very, very efficient. He doesn't wow you with style points, but at the end of the day, he gets the job done, and he does so in a consistent rate. And then when I look at Dante Moore, he reminds me a lot of Jordan Love. When you look at his athleticism, how he throws off the back foot, the mobility to be able to extend plays, not to mention the down the field passer, being an aggressor of the football, throwing the football. And that's why these two guys have been so phenomenal. They do it in a high rate, but they're very, very consistent in what they're doing. And right now, what you look at, when you watch this game on CBS, you potentially could be watching the first and the second quarterback to be drafted in 2026 if everything goes accordingly.
Yeah, I think what's funny is all of our draft guys kind of disagree, but they all agree that these are two of the top quarterbacks coming out in this draft class. But Mackenzie Brooks, they are also fighting for a chance at the Heisman Trophy. Where does the race look like between Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore?
Yeah, Dante Moore obviously is leading the pack right now, and it does make sense, right? He's on pace for the stats, and what he's really looking to do is probably go undefeated in the regular season is kind of at this point the team expectation. So where he's priced right now, which implies around a 17% chance, is the correct price. I'm not always here to tell you to bet on the odds-on favorite in Week 7, but I will say this is a fair price for where he stands right now. If you do like Dante Moore, you are a Dante Moore truther, I would act now this morning on getting that price because he has a very favorable schedule, a stat pad-esque schedule after this, so I think those odds only get shorter if he wins this game today. As far as Mendoza, I just don't love the situation he's in because he is directly compared head-to-head with Moore, which will mean beating Penn State and beating other teams down the road because why would we give it to him and not Dante Moore if one of them beat Penn State? So that's the situation Mendoza is in. He's directly competing with Moore. I don't love that situation for him. I wouldn't call 12-1 great value.
What's at stake college football playoff-wise in this game in particular?
This is an interesting one because after Penn State lost last weekend, you went from an implied 4 teams to make it from the Big Ten to an implied 3 teams. When a team like Penn State, doesn't play well, it basically punishes the entire conference. So what I will say here is if Oregon wins this game, they basically secure themselves a playoff spot around a 95% chance because we give them that great of a chance to make the Big Ten championship. If Indiana pulls off this upset, we give them a 60% chance to make the playoff. Now that's the floor. I think that could be up to 75+% because if Indiana looks good, I think that opens this door back up to 4 bids for the Big Ten. So if Michigan plays well today and wins, if Indiana pulls off this upset, that is good for the camaraderie of the entire Big Ten. So even if Oregon loses, I don't think it's necessarily going to kill them because Indiana is helping out the entire conference by opening it back up to 4 teams.
Mackenzie, this game is dripping in stakes, but all across the landscape of college football. I mean, you've got Missouri, Texas, Ohio State is some teams that have some college football playoff implications on the line today. What do we need to keep an eye on?
Missouri, Alabama is an interesting one. We're really high on Missouri. They're a team that's currently in our college football playoff. Do I think they're the best power-ranked team in the SEC? No. But do I think they have one of the more favorable schedules? Yes. A team like them and Texas A&M. Missouri's chances to make the college football playoff are directly correlated to their chances of finishing the season 10-2. So obviously beating Alabama today will help them have an easier path to 10-2. But even if they drop this one today, again, not a crazy schedule, not crazy to believe that they only have one more loss on the way to December here. As far as Alabama, we really like them to make the SEC championship, and that only goes back up to 72% chance here with a win. Doesn't necessarily knock out a team like Missouri, as I mentioned. So this is not a playoff elimination game, but it definitely is going to take a big hit for whoever loses here. And you even stay in the SEC. Go to a team like Texas, right, who we want to say is completely out of this situation. But with a win, they start to slowly climb themselves back here because they, too, have a favorable rest of the season schedule. I feel bad talking illy on Oklahoma because power ranked wise, they're one of our favorite teams in the SEC, but that schedule, Emily, is such a gauntlet. Consecutive games against top 20 teams coming up for them. So they honestly stay within the same situation as Oklahoma, even though Texas already has a loss in the conference.
Yeah, there is so much at stake at Red River, so let's talk about it. Mackenzie Brooks, thank you so much for breaking that down for us. Coming up next here on College Football Pregame, Red River always has a red circle around on the calendar, but this year's edition just oozing with storylines. Will one quarterback play? Will the other play well? We go live to the Cotton Bowl. That's next.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really
special moment. The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance. They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City High. Superb finish. Oh, that's it. Mix of it.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
The intrigue continues to build as to whether or not Oklahoma quarterback John Napier will play today. Per our Matt Zenitz, the quarterback has been upgraded to probable on the injury report, which means he is trending in the direction of being able to play, as he was previously listed as questionable. He didn't add this to the tweet, but I'm going to add it. The legend of Dr. Shin continues to grow. As a viewer, I know you want teams to be at full strength because this Red River rivalry can be epic when both teams are firing on all cylinders. Last year, it was Texas beating OU 34-3. There was that lopsided game in 2022. But 9 out of the last 12 Red Rivers have been decided by a score, with one of those going into 4 overtimes. So buckle up. It's number 121 in this series, dating back to 1900. Texas leads the all-time, and they are the slight favorite today. But as I said, the intrigue is all around quarterback John Napier. As a fan, we want to see him play in this game, but coming off of having surgery on his hand a week and a half ago, Danny, what do you think? As a quarterback, that is a quick turnaround.
Yes, and I know all the reports are trending towards him playing. I will be surprised if he's out there on the field for a couple of different reasons. One, it is his throwing thumb. And there still was that soft brace on there. That impacts your ability to be accurate with the football. There's also the risk of injuring this further. And with the schedule that's set up, they have to go to South Carolina next week before they get really into the brunt of their schedule. I think it's a little bit crazy to play him. Unless John Napier says, I am 100%, there is not one thing wrong with my thumb, I think you sit him out of this game. Because if you lose this game and you have Michael Hawkins Jr. in there, the committee would look at this later on down the season and say, wow, man, Oklahoma, they might have lost the game, but they didn't have John Napier, one of the best players in the country. I think that has to come into consideration if you're Oklahoma. Now, Natier's probably begging to play, but I think maybe Brent Venables looks at this one and all the stuff we're hearing, all the Chipotle workers that are reporting on his status. We got reporters hiding in bushes trying to see what he's been doing. They've been practicing indoors. I think it's all a ruse. I do not think John Napier plays.
I'm right there with you. I don't think it makes sense unless John tells the trainers, the coaches, and they've seen him throw the football with conviction that he can go and he can be at his best, and you don't have to worry about him making this injury worse because they have a very, very difficult gauntlet moving forward. And you're right. That's the thing I hate about college football. If he doesn't play and they lose with Michael Hawkins, the committee would say, well, they didn't have their starting quarterback. Football is football. Regardless who plays, it's your job to deliver the goods. But that's the world we live in college football, and that's something the Oklahoma Sooners coaching staff should consider, especially, John, if he's not 100%. If he's not 80%, I'm not throwing him out there because, to your point, that's his throwing hand. You need this to make the magic.
Regardless of if he says I'm 100% or not, he ain't playing today. And everything that you guys just said, 100% correct. I'm looking at who I'm playing against. Michael Hawkins Jr., he can handle this Texas team the same way DJ Lagway did. This Texas team has problems of their own. Brent Venables in Oklahoma, they are a defense-led team. As long as their defense is clicking on all cylinders, especially in this matchup against a Texas team where quarterback play has been questionable, running back play has been non-existent, receivers were like 6'7". I mean, are they not? Yeah, like that. And defensively, something that Texas hung their hat on, they got absolutely pushed around by a Florida team, and they didn't even have to throw the ball. They just ran the football. So, again, if I'm Brent Venables and I'm depending on my defense that is one of the tops in the country to get a lot of pressure on Arch Manning, to make him make some questionable decisions and get us the ball back on offense, I'm going to say, John Napier, let's wait. What we want is in front of us. It's not this weekend.
It is so much easier said than done, though.
Yeah,
I mean, tell a John Napier from Little Elm, Texas, you're only 80%, so you're not going to play in the biggest rivalry game in the state that you grew up in, and probably his only opportunity because it looks like the NFL
You better believe it.
is coming
NFL is
for him. Let's move on. I want to welcome in Josh Calloway from Sooners Illustrated, who is live in Dallas for us. And Josh, I don't know if you were in Chipotle's or Bush's or whatever. I know you got sources, though. So what's the latest that you're hearing on John Napier's status?
Yeah, it's been a wild week around Oklahoma football for sure. All the secrecy, practicing indoors all week. Brent Venables, no interest in providing any sort of an update as to what's realistic. Is it possible that John Napier, just 17 days removed from surgery and 3 weeks removed from that thumb injury against Auburn, could he actually get out here on this field behind me and play against Texas today? Everybody you talk to on this program says the same things. Optimistic, trending the right way, as long as there's no setbacks, all these buzzwords. But I'm with you guys. It's kind of crazy to think he might actually get out here and play today this quick after a serious injury that he had on that thumb in that win over Auburn 3 weeks ago. So everything has been said and told that he's going to play. That's the way it's trended. He's listed as probable on the availability report, which, since I've been covering Oklahoma and getting to deal with these availability reports, very rare for a player to be probable and not give it a go in that week's game. But because of the position and because of the injury and because of the rivalry and everything else, there's always that possibility that Oklahoma and Brent Venables, it's all just been a rope-a-dope. They're all just trying to keep Texas on their heels and not be ready for Michael Hawkins. And so until he gets out here and plays, I think everyone's going to be kind of still waiting and seeing. But again, the expectation all week and what everyone has said around this program is he's going to play. And I'll say this with complete certainty. John Napier has expected to play all week, even before the injury. He's been telling his teammates, telling everyone who will ask. Chipotle, you mentioned that. He's told everyone, I'm going to play in OU, Texas. He is determined to get on this field. So if he has any say, he'll play today. So until he gets off the bus at 12:40, that's when Oklahoma's scheduled to get here at the Cotton Bowl, everyone can zero in on that thumb and see what it looks like. There's going to be a question mark until they take their first snap. But the expectation, at least from Oklahoma's end, is that John Napier will play today against Texas.
Yeah, I'll have to finish those corn dogs, those turkey legs a little early, hop into the stadium and see what is going on with John Napier. Josh, thank you so much. We'll definitely be tracking this with you on your Twitter account. I will be refreshing constantly to find out whether or not John Napier is playing. As for the quarterback on the other side, guys, I think if we pop up the graphic here, it reads, should Steve Sarkisian bench Arch Manning? That's insane, right? Not that I'm even asking that question.
Malpractice. It is.
I didn't make the graph. I don't need to throw them under the bus.
Noah, just begging for hot takes.
Malpractice, Noah. Malpractice.
He's stirring up the pot. Now, let's keep it real. In terms of production, this is something to talk about. It's barbershop talk. Will it pick up any legs? I don't think so, because of the NIL ramifications that are tied to Arch Manning and the hype and the expectations. And yes, he hasn't lived up to the billing, but because of his talent and his potential, you still believe it could happen. And this could be a moment for Arch to showcase who he can be as a passer for Texas. But what we saw last week, it didn't give you a lot of reason to be excited about today's matchup. He didn't see the football field well. He held the football. He wasn't throwing with confidence, and they sacked him 6 times. 6 times. And outside of Arch not living up to the billing, what about the guys around him? What has the offensive line done?
Come on.
They've been struggling the entire season. I feel like that would be a major concern because remember they had to replace like 4 starters from a year ago, and clearly they have been struggling trying to get that production to be able to help Arch. And then they can't run the football. Arch is the leading rusher for their team. You're talking about a Texas Longhorn team. I understand they're dealing with injuries to the running backs, but they can recruit running backs with any of them, with the best of them. And yet and still, they haven't found a featured guy that can take pressure and provide a sense of balance for Arch. So there's a lot of blame to go around that entire program, especially on the offensive side. And it's not all on Arch. Yes, he's taking the boat because he has the biggest name, but when you look at what is surrounding him or the lack thereof, help the quarterback out. They can't run the football, they can't protect, and wide receivers are not getting open. You're not going to win ball games when you're playing against the level of competition they are playing against, doing those said things. And guess what? The same issues we saw last week might surface again if they don't correct their wrongs.
Well, in terms of the question, should Arch Manning be benched? We saw this exact same thing play out with Texas last year. There were times at the beginning of the year when Quinn Ewers looked like the best quarterback in college football, and then he got hurt. And then there was a lot of, oh, well, we want Arch. Why isn't Arch playing? And then we saw Arch get thrown in there and other times when Quinn was hurt. But guess what? Every time Quinn was healthy and available, he was back. He was the quarterback. And you know why? It's because the coaches spend more time with these players right now than they do with their parents, than they do with anybody besides their teammates. They see it each and every day. They saw last year Quinn Ewers was better than Arch Manning. And we're even seeing that this year. But now we don't need to get into this, well, he's just not the right guy. This is shared responsibility. B-Mac, you just hit the nail on the head. I'll even go to the defensive side of the ball because they just got ran through by Florida. This is a shared responsibility for everybody. Steve Sarkisian, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, all the players. This is a shared responsibility. This just isn't on Arch. He doesn't have the support to even help him feel confident to play better. So, again, they know that Arch is the guy. They're not saying that he's just going out there and messing the games up himself. Nobody is playing well. And again, I'll just say we saw this exact same situation last year with Quinn Ewers and Arch. Arch is the best quarterback in Austin, Texas right now. He's just not playing well. And guess what? The rest of the team isn't playing well. The coaches aren't coaching well right now. And so this is a Texas problem, not just an Arch Manning problem.
So you're answering no to that question, B-Mac. No for you. Danny, what is going wrong? What are you seeing here?
I see a lot. I think a lot of it's mental. That's what I saw against San Jose State when you could tell Sark was trying to build up his confidence. He was missing easier throws. Some of it's footwork, some of it's indecisiveness from the pocket. I'd rather see, quarterbacks go out there and throw with a lot of confidence. So you got a little two-deep shell type of look. He's got an in cut that he's going to try to force in there behind there. And you can see him already starting to evade the pocket a little bit too early. Gets a little bit quick feet when he's in there. And so you see the in route. You see his safety going deep. Arch is trying to see the field. The vision just isn't exactly there and decides to keep it. Now, that's where you sort of panic early. He's not used to staying in the pocket and having that protection break down a little bit. That protection was not bad. He could have stepped up and ripped it. Here's another one where he's just got to be quicker with his decision making. This is on Arch. He's got a quick rusher in his face, so he's got to know where to go with the football. Forces it in there a little bit fooled by the defense there from a little corner blitz on the outside. Now you get in the red zone, windows get a little bit tighter. You can see the safety running back in there, a little play action. Yeah, exactly. Throw it quicker. He hitches. This is to me as a confidence thing. He wants to make sure it's there. Now they actually hit this. He does score the touchdown, but you've got to make that throw quicker on that first one. That to me is a confidence where you're still second guessing yourself. Cut it loose on that first throw. Here's one more from the pocket. You're just going to see an in cut on the outside. This to me is an accuracy one where you're just not on the same page with your receiver. He throws it a little bit out in front. The accuracy is impacted when you don't have the confidence in where to throw the football. Just one more look from the rear view. I love the anticipation. He cut that ball loose early, just airmailed it a little bit there. for Arch. So you just kind of see issues all over the place. He's not seeing the field very well. He's not throwing the ball very confidently, and it's impacting everything that he does on the field.
Well, it won't get any easier for Arch because Oklahoma, they lead the nation in total defense. Yards allowed 193, and they average 4 sacks a ball game. So before they step on the football field, they already got 4 sacks already based on how well they played. So he better bring his lunch pad and his lunch hat because it's going to be a long day.
Yeah, bring those ice bags and the tubs for after that game. B-Mac, I think it sounds like I know where you're leaning, but tell the people, what's your pick for this game?
OU? I'm taking the Sooners. Okay. I understand,
with or without
knowing,
John Napier?
Yeah, either I'm with Damien. If John plays, I like OU. If he doesn't play, they should still be able to win this ball game because of their defense. Like I said, not even allowing 200 yards of total offense throughout the entire season. They're playing at a high clip. Brent Venables just calling defensive plays have done wonders for his team in totality. So I like OU today, with or without John Napier.
Listen, you said you like what I said. I like what you said, Boomer.
Okay.
I don't like what either of you guys are saying. All right, so this is where I think it's time to buy the Texas stock. When it looks like
they traded Danny's out.
Yes, you nailed it, Emily. And I don't think Napier is going to play. And I do think Michael Hawkins, he threw 3 touchdown passes last week. That was against Penn State. He missed a lot of plays in that game. I still am not quite certain he's going to be able to go out there and play. And Arch has been close. He did hit a beautiful pass play, post route last week against Florida. That was a road environment, tough one. I think he's getting closer to making some plays. He has to be careful with the football, though. He cannot turn it over. And I think his legs come into play today, where you see Arch Manning get it done on the ground. And their defense, I think, steps up and shuts down Oklahoma. So I'm going to say a lower scoring game. Texas gets it done.
What a time to step into the spotlight for Arch Manning. This would be a great game to have a great game. So we'll see what happens with the Red River rivalry. Coming up on this show, it's been a quiet few weeks on the coaching carousel front, but that doesn't mean it won't start spinning again, and some new coaches have jumped on the ride. Bill Belichick, Billy Napier, James Franklin? Stay with us.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh man, this is awesome. The power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City On. Superb finish. Pull inside.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely this will end to
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Tony get hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Back here on college football pregame, and nothing to see here, just your average Wednesday night one-sentence vote of confidence statement in the middle of a bye week. This was from UNC, Bill Belichick saying he is fully committed, and his boss, athletic director Bubba Cunningham, says his coach has his full support. And it gets weirder. Another musical guest has signed on to perhaps play another breakfast concert. Last week it was Ludacris, who I heard was awesome, by the way. Later in the month it'll be Collective Soul. Great band. None of the students were probably alive when they were releasing albums back in the 90s, but this is a solid band.
So
still TBD on Kickoff. Yeah. It's before the game. It's part of their Chapel Thrill
They
series.
thought it was going to be a good season.
Yeah, so they were like, let's book all these guests. Let's get people excited.
Horse, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Let's ask you about that. What do you make of these statements? It's a bye week and you have to come out. Also, I feel the need to mention the time of day these were released. It was like 9:30 at night. What do you make of that?
Well, when you see statements like those between the university and the coach basically saying, no, we're not breaking up, you know what that is? That's smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire. So there's definitely a lot of things going on in North Carolina, and I can tell you none of them are good. When you talk about the theatrics and the pageantry that has surrounded North Carolina, the stars that were there at the first game, the hoopla that has surrounded this program going into the season, well, it just has not lived up to that expectation whatsoever. And then when you look at the football field, they are almost 136 out of 136 FBS teams in every statistical category: offense, defense, special teams, red zone, third down, completion percentage. I mean, almost everything. It's right there. 133, 133, 133, 119. So when you look at this North Carolina program and you sit here and say, they are doing nothing on the football field that is productive. When you look at the brand of North Carolina and what it's becoming, all of a sudden they're not posting Drake May for some odd reason that we don't know why. All of a sudden the Patriots can't go and recruit some of their players. Now we're hearing from families, players that are actually there, part of the program right now. This is not the NFL environment that we thought we were going into. In fact, this is a toxic environment that we are going into. And then those statements come out. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, where there is smoke, there is fire.
Yeah, we'll get into this a little bit deeper later on in the show, just because there is so much here. I do think it's kind of funny that they're supposed to be the 33rd NFL team, and they're the 133rd college football team, so not ideal there. But there were a few other coaches kind of feeling some heat this week. It sounds like a report saying, barring a miracle finish, that Billy Napier will still end up out at Florida. What would a miracle finish have to look like, B-Mac?
Some unexpected wins. Against some high-level
They already
teams.
got one against Texas.
And see, that's the thing about Billy Napier. We kind of saw this same road a year ago where people were ready to say he's going to be done, they're going to part ways, and he went out and did enough to be able to stay there in Gainesville. And I could potentially see the same thing happening, Gator fans. I know you might not want to hear this, but let's keep it real. Right now, you're 2-3. What we saw last week is such a Billy Napier thing. If they lose, he's probably going to be out for sure. Guess what he does? Oh, we win. And they did so in a dominant fashion. I don't know if there's another team in college football that's more battle-tested than the Florida Gators. So with that being said, there's always a reason of hope for them. Now, guess who they have today? A&M, one of the best teams in the SEC, on the road. Guess what Billy Napier potentially might do? Do the same thing he did last week. Yeah, you want to kick him to the curb and say, you know, we're done, and he goes out and do what he did last week in winning in an unexpected game in a very, very stylish fashion. So me personally, when you look at them, they have 7 more games left. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, when you look at the teams they got to play against, the noteworthy teams, if they're 5-2 in that 7-game stretch, what happens then? So that means you had to take care of your business against potentially A&M, Mississippi State, UGA, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and FSU. In that 7-game stretch, if you win 5 of those games, you're beating multiple ranked teams, right, on a national stage. We saw that a year ago. I think if that happens, guess what? Oh, Billy will be in Gainesville once again.
Hold on, let me ask you something. I gotta ask something. Listen, I know our producer's gonna tell us to be quick, wrap it up. But wouldn't that just frustrate you even more if you're somebody that makes the decisions in Gainesville? Because again, you go out and you beat Texas, right? You look good. You shut down Arch Manning, you rip through their defense. Then you lose a game here where it's just a head scratcher, where it's like, oh my gosh, why? What are we doing? Billy Napier has confused us again. And then they do what they did last year. They finished the season on a wonderful note. You get DJ Lagway back, and then you think this is your year. And then it starts out and it's like, oh, well, it's not our year again. But guess what? We beat Texas. We can beat this team. That's got to be frustrating. It's like, Billy Napier, you're showing me you can do it, but you're just not doing it. Where's the consistency?
In this 7-game stretch, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ranked teams.
Yeah.
If they win 5 of those ball games, he's back.
Yep.
It's wild. It's the great meme I saw going across social media, whereas Billy Napier, when his back is against the wall and it's just a picture of Nick Saban, he just turns into a fantastic coach. There is another coach that's facing some pressure this week, James Franklin. Has Penn State maybe reached its ceiling with Franklin?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm preaching patience to Penn State fans. I'm preaching patience because it looks awful. Hey, you guys shut up. You're over here laughing. It looks awful, right, to go and lose as a 24-point favorite against UCLA.
It does, yeah.
You know what's worse than that? Losing as a 28-point favorite at home. That's what Notre Dame did last year to Northern Illinois.
No.
You know what's worse? Losing to your rival for the 4th time in a row. That's what Ohio State did last year. Both those programs were we got to fire our coach. We got to get rid of Marcus Freeman. We got to get rid of Ryan Day. Guess what happened? Those two teams faced in the national championship game. How quickly we forget that it wasn't that long ago. Penn State was in overtime versus Oregon, a team we all think to be the best team in the country. Let the season play out before you fire James Franklin.
You are who you are.
Let's see. They still have Iowa. They still have Ohio State. Indiana at home. They can win those games and be 10-2.
Hold on. We went into this season saying that as of right then, at that moment, all of us, including Danny Cannell, the ceiling for Penn State was beating up on the little guys and then losing the big game. Well, what has happened this year? They've lost the big game and they've started losing to the little guys. So how have they not reached their ceiling is going down.
The season's not over yet.
It is over. It is over.
Okay.
It is.
You know what? We were very. You kind of convinced me because we were very quick to bury a Notre Dame. We were quick to bury an Ohio State. And who played for the national championship?
We're seeing eye to eye.
You know what? I usually lean more towards patience. I do like that I asked you that question. We got to see the reaction from these guys. We have a lot more to discuss here on College Football Pregame, like some injury reports across the sport. We'll bring it to you next.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash of City on. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter.
Dexter.
What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Let's get you caught up with some injury news for Week 7. We have hit that point in the season where people are not feeling so great. So let's get you updated. Oklahoma quarterback John Napier is officially probable to play in today's rivalry game against Texas. Napier had surgery on his throwing hand a little more than 2 weeks ago. Meanwhile, Sooners wideout Keontae Lewis remains questionable, while Texas has ruled out running back C.J. Baxter. A big game in the Big 12 tonight out in Salt Lake City with number 21 Arizona State visiting Utah, and the Sun Devils are going to be without their quarterback, Sam Leavitt, because of an undisclosed injury. Sixth-year senior Jeff Sims is expected to get the start tonight for ASU. In the meantime, the Georgia Bulldogs are dealing with some injuries on their offensive line. They are listing both of their starting tackles, Ernest Green III and Monroe Freeling, as questionable for tonight's game at Auburn. Georgia comes into the game on a 44-game win streak against unranked opponents. And the big game on CBS this afternoon features third-ranked Oregon hosting number 7 Indiana, and there's some good news for the Hoosiers. Their all-Big Ten quarterback D'Angelo Pons is going to be back in the lineup after missing last week's win over Iowa. The Ducks and Hoosiers will kick off at 3:30 Eastern on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Some other injuries to keep an eye on today. Number 14 Mizzou expected to have starting left tackle Caden Green back in the lineup today against 8th-ranked Alabama after missing the Tigers' previous 2 games. Elsewhere, number 9 Texas Tech could be without their leading tackler Jacob Rodriguez as they take on Kansas in Lubbock. And LSU running back Cade Durham was upgraded to available for tonight's game against South Carolina, while wide receiver Aaron Anderson was downgraded to doubtful. That is per ESPN. We've got your best bets coming up later. After the break, your team, well, they may not win, but don't worry, your bets can. We're bringing in some help. Stick with us here on College Football Pregame.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City On. Superb finish. Pull inside. Mix on it.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
People aren't just spending their money on carnival games at the Texas State Fair. They're putting it on the football game. Taking a look at the percentage of bets placed on Red River, 53% going towards Oklahoma moneyline, 47% on Texas to win the game. Mackenzie and Mikey, where are you guys leaning here?
Yeah, we actually have a pick on this game. You know, sometimes we get a little weird with our picks in this room. Sometimes I'm looking at some crazy teams down the board, but today I feel like we have some relatively normal picks, Mikey.
No, I love this. Also, there's nothing better than when they cut to this room, and it's just all I want in this room, just get weird.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what happens here. We got a lot more picks coming up later in the show as well, but let's start with just some simple marquee matchup games that we like. We're talking Red River rivalry. Wow, that one's hard. Mikey, what do you got for us in that one?
Yeah, mine comes down to a system I've been doing all year, which is Brent Venables' defense against young quarterbacks or bad quarterbacks. And I don't mind saying this, Arch fits both. So Brent Venables, I don't care what the spread is. I don't care if John Napier plays. It's going to come down to the Oklahoma defense and Arch Manning being incapable of moving the ball against them. And I absolutely love Oklahoma in this spot. And make no mistake, as a kid that lived in Dallas for 3 years, that Texas State Fair, do not go.
Not into it?
You're going to be sweating. It's hot, and you need a ticket to blow your nose. You need a ticket for everything. It's like the worst experience of all time if you're not in the game.
All right, so let's sit here instead and put our money on it from Florida.
Yes.
And that's the way I want to look at it. I'm going to go to another big game here, going Big Ten. Michigan money line. They're dogs on the road against USC. I think this is an overreaction to the one. Sue me to believe that we're going to get a better version of this offense than Bryce Underwood, a true freshman's first game at Oklahoma. Like, they're still digging them from that game. And I think this offense just gets better and better. And USC allowed like 500 yards of offense to Illinois, okay? I'm not saying Michigan's offense is the best in the country, but it's certainly just getting better and better week in and week out. And they're playing for a nice college football playoff lock almost if they can win this game. So I think there's a lot on the line. I like Michigan plus 114 on the money line. You got a nice little money line for us as well.
I do. And someone tell Damien to open his ears real quick, because I think I'm going to say some things that are going to make him very happy. Alabama's my national champion.
Us too. We just gave it out this morning.
Plus 700. I think this team is all the way back. I think Ty Simpson should be the Heisman. He's the best quarterback in college football right now. And I think they're going to go into Missouri and just dismantle them from start to finish. And I think it's going to be the game where everyone goes, oh man, Alabama's like actually back. So Alabama money line is literally one of my favorite plays of the entire day, and I just cannot wait to watch Ty Simpson go in there and just deal.
I'm in on Ty Simpson, Heisman. I think you want to buy in on him today before this game, before they potentially beat them. I think this is going to be a gross game because you have Amon Hardy for Missouri, who rocks. Like, I think he's going to have a good game, but I think it's going to be on the ground. I think they could potentially cover the 3.5. I'll give you the money line. You can still get a reasonable money line, but I don't know about that spread, but maybe take the under. I'm going to take us to another big game, staying in the SEC. Get a load of this.
Where are you going?
Tennessee first quarter spread against Arkansas. Don't give me that.
No, that's just weird. I love it.
Yeah,
There's just something about it. Get in, get out. I'm all in.
Arkansas has allowed everybody to score on them in the first quarter.
Everyone.
That includes teams like Arkansas State and Alabama A&M. Okay, so think about that one for a second. I think what this offense has done this season under Josh Heupel, he's so good at first few drives of the game. They're always scoring early this season specifically. And I think obviously there's some tough feelings after what happened last year. Shout out Emily. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But I think they come out strong here and we get a touchdown in the first quarter and they potentially shut out this Arkansas team.
You know what
How
they
do you
say
feel
about that
about
Arkansas defense? Couldn't stop a stiff breeze if they were window pane.
This is true. This is true. This is
Get in,
true.
get out. The best bet there is.
Get in, get out. You know what we could do? We could treasure map this. Tennessee first quarter. We take a different team second quarter. Always take Ohio State third quarter because that's just the lock of the century.
And Bama
going
fourth
back.
quarter.
Michael, put it here.
Shake my hand.
All right, those are our 4 best bets to start off the day. We have parlays coming later, but me and Mikey also have a promo code for you guys. Use our promo code FAMILY to get 60% off an annual plan where you can find our picks and a million other expert picks across college football, NFL, MLB, etc. Again, use the promo code FAMILY and head to sportsline.com/join.
Kens, I appreciate you apologizing on behalf of Vols fans everywhere. It's time for some revenge today. Hey, we're about to be treated to an epic quarterback battle between projected first-round picks Fernando Mendoza, Dante Moore. We could just enjoy it, but we're going to ask the question, who is the better quarterback?
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City Eye. Superb finish. Oh, that's it. Picks up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
The 1 week that we cut the upset alert segment, we had 2 absolutely monstrous ones with Texas and Penn State. So the segment is back, so we're going to give you a little heads up. Who is on upset alert this week? Let's start with Damien, because you think that the UCLA Bruins do it again.
Yeah. See, listen, we spent so much time talking about what Penn State didn't do. We didn't talk about the day that Mr. Nico Iamaleava had, accounting for 5 total touchdowns. And listen, Danny and I just talked about it in the break. It wasn't like they called a perfect game plan. No, Nico Iamaleava, he made the plays that were there to be made. He did it with his arms. He did it with his legs. This was the performance that Tennessee paid Nico all that money for. Now, unfortunately, they got it out in LA. But at the end of the day, when you look at this Michigan State team, they've given up 45 and 38 points in the last 2 weeks. So you want to talk about defense? There isn't much in East Lansing. So Nico Iamaleava has a great opportunity to maximize on the momentum that he gained last week and continue to fuel this team and go into East Lansing and get an upset.
Speaking of upset momentum, B-Mac, you think the Gators just rolling through the Longhorn State?
I'm not saying rolling through, but Aggies, they need to be on upset alert. And here's why. You talk about being battle tested. There's not another team in college football that has been more battle tested than Florida. And we also know when Billy Napier's back is against the wall, you said it, Emily, he turns into who? Nick Saban. He does just enough to keep his job safe. We saw that last week. DJ Lagway lived up to the billing. He has a new best friend in Mr. Wilson. Dallas Wilson potentially has the opportunity to take this offense to a whole nother level on a national stage night game. It's the Florida Gators. We've seen this story with them before. Aggie Nation, do not overlook the Gators. They're coming in with upset on their mind.
Alert is just a warning. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen. So let's go to the Hawkeyes, Danny. They should be on high alert.
Yes, so Mark Gronowski, Iowa's quarterback. Keep an eye on him if he does play today. Banged up his knee against Indiana last week. I think there's a good chance that maybe he doesn't go. Wisconsin also, Billy Edwards trending towards coming back into that lineup. But the bottom line is Wisconsin's played multiple quarterbacks all year. They've had this revolving door because of those injuries. If Iowa loses Gronowski, it is a much bigger issue. The odds makers are already telling you this one is pretty razor thin, as Iowa's just a 2.5-point favorite. I expect a low-scoring game where Wisconsin gets it done with a kick late to break that 3-game losing streak. I still think the players are fighting and clawing for Luke Fickell. They have a massive game next week against Ohio State. I think they look at this one, circle it. It's at night. See the jump around going. I think Wisconsin gets it done.
I mean, we certainly circle that game. We would love to have a surging Badger squad when we see them in person next weekend. That's right. We are off to Wisconsin. We'll be live from Badger Bash at Union South. I don't know about you guys, but Badger Bash, that sounds like a whole lot of fun. Has anybody been to Madison, by the way?
Never.
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 Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great college town.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Are you ready to
especially
jump
in the
around?
fall.
Yeah,
I'm ready to jump around. I'm ready for some cheese, some beer, all the good things that happen in the state of Wisconsin. Join College Football Pregame live from Wisconsin. We have a new start time as well, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. But let's go back to this week. A reminder, the CBS Sports Game of the Week, Indiana, Oregon. The College Football Today crew is live from Autzen Stadium. They will be joining us right after we get off air here on CBS Sports HQ, and then they'll lead you up to kickoff at 2:30 to 3:30 for a College Football Today edition on CBS. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of speaking with the head Duck. Dan Lanning sat down for a conversation. Check that out. The last time that we saw you was the big win at Penn State, and you were caught on camera kind of letting out this yell that was almost cathartic, and you were a little emotional in that post-game interview. I know that you value every single win that you can get, but what came over you in that moment?
You try to operate with such poise throughout the game and focus on the next play, and I think that was just the realization that you can let it out. You can have some fun in that moment because there isn't another play after this one. So it was a very emotional game for our players, an emotional win. It was certainly a lot of fun there on the field, and fun to see it come to fruition.
Last year, you had a perfect regular season, won a Big Ten title, and then one and done in the playoffs. And I know the only way that you can avenge that finish is what happens at the end of the year. But how is maybe that unfinished business motivating the team right now before they even get to that point in the playoff?
Yeah, some guys on our team were a part of that. Some weren't. I think the biggest piece is to focus on one of our DNA traits, growth. And you look at moments like that and games like that. It's one thing to be a part of it. It's another thing if you can grow from it. And so far, this team has been somebody that can grow from a moment like that and figure out how they can improve and get better.
Heard you mention growth a few times already to start this interview. How much growth have you seen from your quarterback, Dante Moore?
It's impressive. We're really fortunate to have Dante on our team. It matters to him. He works extremely hard during the week. He prepares really, really well. His teammates love him. And he's certainly grown up in our system. He's done an unbelievable job of taking his medicine every week and saying, hey, how can I get better? How can I improve for this team? And it's fun to watch as a coach for sure.
Coach Sig is another winner just like you. You both have some of the highest career win percentages, but you're doing it in different ways. So what do you think of the way that Coach Signetti has put together his program and just his overall coaching style?
Yeah, I think what really makes him unique is he's been himself. And I think that's what's important when you're a coach is you have to be genuinely who you are. His record speaks for itself, what he's been able to do. The continuity he's had with his staff is really impressive. Those guys are all on the same page. And then the way they've made it to where players can play the best in their system is, he deserves a ton of credit for that.
He's got a tough task ahead on Saturday, though. I feel like being a new addition to the Big Ten, people still kind of getting to know Autzen Stadium, so sell it to us. What makes it such a tough environment and great home field advantage for you?
We'll get ready to see our fans. They're going to be, from beginning to end, they give it their all, and that's part of what makes it so impressive. It's hard to hear on the field. There's some great traditions there with shout after the third quarter, but it'll be a special moment. It'll be a special game against a great team, so we're excited to see it.
We, of course, are excited to see it as well. You heard Dan mention the eccentric Curt Signetti, who is also a winner, like Dan Lanning, 16-2, that win-loss percentage at Indiana. Scores a lot of points, doesn't allow a lot of points. This is going to be an absolute grudge match, and Danny Cannell caught up with the head Indiana Hoosier.
Do you feel like the country's finally starting to appreciate what you've done at Indiana with the football program?
Well, the most important thing to me is that the team continue to develop. We got a big contest this week, obviously, against Oregon, a great football team. I honestly don't spend a lot of time on social media. When I get home at night, I will turn it on just to see what's going on in the world. And I mean, you're always going to have your supporters and you're always going to have people that are not for you in this business. That's part of the job. But so far, so good. I think we've made progress and like where we're at heading into this game.
You've had some practice in these situations. Last year, you played in hostile environments in Columbus, in South Bend, in the playoffs. What did you learn from those games going into a game like this where it's a battle of top tens? Autzen Stadium's going to be absolutely crazy. What did you learn from those experiences that you'll maybe adjust to or approach differently going into this one?
Well, the one thing I think I learned was, we needed a few more dogs. I can't say that positionally we won any battle in either of those two games, and special teams weren't real good. And, I've had some great road wins in my career, every place I've been. I can single out one game that was truly a great road win. And in all those games, we've had to overcome adversity, big-time adversity, and never flinch, never show anxiety, have total belief and confidence, kind of an indomitable will and a resiliency about us. And, I think in this game that our mindset is extremely important, and getting our feet on the ground early and all three phases have to play well.
Your quarterback is somebody that I watched and was really impressed with his just raw ability, his escapability. He's got a really nice arm. And then he comes to Indiana, and I'm curious to know, is he there if his younger brother, Alberto, wasn't on the squad last year? How much did that help in finding him, like having that relationship? Or is this just somebody that you saw some of the things that I saw on tape were just like, wow, this is somebody who could really help our program?
Well, I think it helped our recruitment of him because Alberto could give him the ins and outs on the program, and it's a very close family, and they know about our history of developing quarterbacks. I mean, our last 4 or 5 have been player of the year of the conference on offense. Now, Curtis wasn't last year, but he led the country in QBR. And he was looking to be developed and had a lot of raw ability, made a lot of good plays at Cal, but had some areas of his game that he had to clean up. He's made tremendous improvement since he's been here. But as much improvement as he has made, he's got that much more he can make because he's got so much physical talent. And let me tell you, I've never been around a guy, he wants to be great. At a young age, he told his dad he wanted to be the next Tom Brady. And if there were 25 hours in the day, he'd spend all 25, preparing to be great.
The CVS Game of the Week, Indiana, Oregon. Dan Lanning, Curt Signetti, Dante Moore, Fernando Mendoza. So many stars on display. Let's talk about those two great quarterbacks, though. What makes them so great? We'll discuss that on the other side.
can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City A. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
We'll be treated to an absolute show with quarterback play today in Indiana, Oregon. We've got Fernando Mendoza and Dante Moore, but we can't just leave well enough alone and enjoy the greatness on display. We have to ask, who is the better quarterback? But that is a extensive question, so we're going to break down parts of quarterback's game and pick which one we prefer. So let's go around the horn, starting with arm strength. Which QB are you taking?
I'm going Dante Moore.
Okay.
Do I get a second to explain?
Just quick, yeah.
Oh, okay, quick. Because so when I look at these two quarterbacks and I think of arm strength, right? I look at the NFL. I compare Mendoza to like a Justin Herbert. I compare Dante Moore to like a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes, right? And then guys like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, people talk about their arm strength a lot more. Why? Because they're throwing off the back foot. They're throwing off the run. They're throwing when they're mechanics. They don't have their feet set. They're not able to just get their shoulders, get their whole body into the throw. They're using straight arm talent. So that's where I think Dante Moore has the advantage in arm strength.
I go Dante Moore as well, and it's more similar to what Damian, emphasized. It's just the off-script throws. Just being able to do it in a natural throwing motion and being able to get the football where you need to get the football to. I've seen a little bit more of that from Dante Moore.
Don't sleep on Mendoza, my man's got a game front on, because I've seen more pretty from the pocket now. Those deep post throws, keeping guys perfectly in stride. When he takes a 7-step drop in the pocket, he's got a cannon. These guys both have arms. That's why we're talking about him potentially as first-round draft picks.
All right, how about quarterback vision?
I got to go Dante Moore again, and I will stick in the same category of the off-schedule plays. And when you think about a quarterback that extend plays the way that Dante Moore does, what does he have to do with his eyes? He has to keep them down the field and see and find the open receiver while avoiding the rush. Listen, Mendoza, he's got great vision as a quarterback, but he does it a lot in the pocket when he knows the 5 guys in front of him will protect him, and he stands there, he looks comfortable, he looks confident. I just think there's a little bit different when you can do it on the move, you can avoid the rushers and still keep your eyes downfield to hit the big plays like Dante Moore does.
I go Mendoza. I've seen more from him. Looking at what he's doing right now currently, and let's go back to a year ago at Cal, doing more with less. The accuracy, going through his progressions. He has the experience more so than Dante Moore, making his first official true start as a starter in college football. So give me Mendoza.
I'll break the tie. I'll go Mendoza. Similar reasons you went with. Seen a little bit more of him out there in different systems. Looks very comfortable, looking guys off, manipulating defenses with his eyes. I think he's seeing the field great from there, and he's had great pass protection. Will be something to see if he's pressured today. If Mendoza is, all of a sudden that can be a different story. So I'm very, very curious to see how he performs today.
Who's the more athletic quarterback?
Dante Moore. Surprise. And I don't really need to get too much into it. I mean, you just look at what he does on the football field. I mean, obviously, that's why I think he's so great with his arm. His vision is the fact that he is so mobile. He can escape the pocket. He can avoid rushers. He can avoid open blitzers. I mean, this guy is a total package of athleticism at the quarterback position.
I'm right there with you. Dante Moore, he's more athletic, but he doesn't look to run. He's a guy that looks to throw, to run if he needs to. And as I gave the comparison early on today, he reminds me a lot of Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers, and Mendoza reminds me a lot of Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions.
I think it's more, I'm going to clean sweep here, but Mendoza does have mobility. It's becoming a requirement now for quarterbacks. That was the biggest upgrade I think Indiana got from Curtis Rourke to Mendoza was, yes, the arm strength, but also a mobile quarterback. And a lot of that you saw at Cal when he was running for his life, making plays on the run. So I think he's pretty athletic too, but Moore gets the edge.
It's a pretty tight competition. I love this question, the clutch factor. Something that you don't necessarily see in the stats, but you see it. You know it when you see it.
When you see it, you see it. And I saw it against Penn State for Dante Moore. He made the plays that needed to be made. They looked routine. They looked like second nature. He looked like he had prepared for that moment. And I would trust Dante Moore in a tight-knit overtime game where we need to go score a little bit more than I would Mendoza. And his ability being able to run the football, being a dual threat quarterback, that adds to that element a little bit more.
I agree with you. That Penn State game, the atmosphere, the moments he delivered, it never seemed to be a wavering thought with Dante Moore and how he orchestrated the offense. So I go clutch with Moore.
Man, I kind of want to switch my pick here and give Mendoza a little bit of love, but for the exact same reason you guys have. The calmness, the poise, under pressure there in Happy Valley. We haven't seen Mendoza there yet, but I think he could, obviously, if he has a big game today in this environment, you could see his clutch gene, but he hasn't had the opportunity yet.
Yeah, winning on the road at Oregon would certainly be a pretty clutch move for him. Finally, who's the most pro-ready quarterback?
See, now this is where I have to go Mendoza. Now, Danny, you made a great point where we talk about, we saw him at Cal last year. We've seen him in different offenses. And I will say this, and I mean this with no disrespect to Mendoza at all. I think he is as NFL ready as he's going to possibly be. I don't think that he's going to get any better playing the college football game. Dante Moore, I think, is just still scratching the surface of what he has potentially with his game, and I think that he can still improve before he gets to the NFL. But I think as of right now, in this moment, at where they are in their careers, the experience they have, I give the nod to Mendoza being more NFL ready.
I agree. I think experience is a huge value add for Mendoza. He's already been through a lot through his career at Cal, now early at Indiana, and I think that does matter. Dante Moore is going to get a ton of pressure to come out, but I do think Oregon has the resources potentially to draw him back. We are going to see a $10 million college quarterback one day.
I was going to say, they can, Oregon's got NFL money.
Oregon might be able to do it so that he can continue his developmental process at Oregon as opposed to going some bad NFL team where all of a sudden you're in a new surroundings and you have bad team around you. But I'll give Mendoza the edge.
I'll stay in college forever. Right. Red shirt after red shirt. But with that being said, I'm the lone wolf. I'm going the opposite direction, and you guys know why? Who is coaching Dante Moore?
Okay, now.
The Ben Johnson of college football.
Okay, now.
The quarterback whisperer in the college landscape. Will Stein. Who Will Stein has coached? Who has he touched? Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel. You see how it's worked out for those guys in the National Football League, but most importantly, showcasing that skill set to be able to be a high drafted player at that said position. Dante Moore is following those players' footsteps in terms of what he's doing currently and the coaching that he is receiving. Both players are legit NFL prospects, no doubt. But if I had to pick one over the other, I'm going Dante Moore solely because of the tutelage and the coaching he is receiving. Because if Will Stein coaches you, you're going to put up numbers and you're going to get drafted.
Yeah, the question is who will be the most ready for the pros, and you got a coach getting you ready to go. We got our lone wolf here. When we're talking pro prospects, there's only one phone call we need to make, and that is to our friend Mike Renner. Mike, you were very early on with Fernando Mendoza. I know you liked him going into this season, but a little birdie told me that Dante Moore is warming up on you. How close are these quarterbacks in your eyes?
They're super close. I mean, I think they're within like 3 spots on my draft board. I have them both in the top 10 right now, and they look like the two guys that could play themselves into the #1 overall pick. We've seen a lot of guys drop out in this conversation over the course of these 6 weeks of the college football season. Because when you're the #1 overall pick, it kind of has to be start to finish. You can't have a lot of rough spots on your resume if you want to be that #1 overall pick. These guys don't to this point, and I hope we see that continue tonight.
We have 4 CBS Sports mock drafters. All 4 of them have different #1 quarterbacks. When you see that, Mike, this is not just a group think where everybody agrees. What does that tell you just about this quarterback class?
I think it tells me that no one's established themselves yet. And you could see why with a guy like Dante Moore. This is his first year, really. I mean, he sat last year, right? He started as a freshman, but like this is really his first exposure in a big-time program. And then with Mendoza, similarly, it's like he played at Cal. If you watch that offensive line, the talent around him, he would have had just such an uphill climb to get into the #1 pick conversation that he almost had to transfer just because of that. So I do think you're seeing a lot of new faces. Ty Simpson at Alabama as well play themselves into this conversation. And then some of the familiar ones just haven't started off, like a Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, a Cade Klubnik from Clemson. We thought those guys would be in the conversation, but they have not had the years so far.
Mike, you know, we've sat here and we talk about this Indiana-Oregon matchup. We've talked about these are 2 of the best quarterbacks. You can argue for either one. We sat up here and talked about who's more clutch. You can make an argument for either one. Do you see this being a game where whichever quarterback has the football last has an opportunity to win this game?
I think so. I think because of what these guys have shown, and when you guys debated the clutch, Gene, I was like, I can't pick between these two. They've both shown it so much over the course of their careers. Dante Moore, what he did at Penn State as such a young quarterback in that environment, it's like it's hard to pick against a guy after what he did. So I do think whoever has the ball last, if it is that tight game, they're going to rise to the occasion because these guys have consistently, at every point in their career now, done so.
Who are your comps for these two? You heard us go kick around a bunch of different names. Who are your comps for Mendoza and Moore at the next level?
Yeah, with Mendoza, I've been saying like a souped-up version of Tanner McKee. And now Tanner McKee, obviously coming out of Stanford, was a late-round draft pick because he didn't have a strong arm. But Tanner McKee is basically like Mendoza if he didn't get to transfer, right? He went to Stanford, and then when we've seen him play for the Eagles, he's been pretty darn good in the NFL. But think if you gave him a little stronger arm and a little bit better athlete, but the size is such like the big calling card with Mendoza. He's this big, long quarterback who can see over the line, see things develop. That's his game. And with Dante Moore, I just can't get over aesthetically, the throwing motion reminds me so much of Jaden Daniels. And that's why I'm so high on him. It's just like when you have that, when you are so consistent with your mechanics to that degree, you're just going to be a very accurate quarterback, as we've seen with Jaden Daniels in the NFL and as we see with Dante Moore in college. So I think he's a little bit lesser athletic Jaden Daniels is what I'm going with right now, just because I can't get that vision out of my head of how aesthetically pleasing and how accurate they are throwing the football.
Well, we're likely to get a lot of questions answered tonight. Mike Renner, thank you for answering our questions right now. We appreciate it. And for more draft coverage, you can check out With the First Pick podcast. The crew has been scouting and analyzing this class. Will continue to do so all season long, leading up to April's draft. The question everyone's been asking this week, what the heck is happening with Bill Belichick and what effect does it have on his players? Let's talk about it on the other side.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the The Champions League. Every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns a company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City On. Superb finish. Pull it up. Mix up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that touchdown.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever exclusively on Paramount Plus.
And the ball is in the net.
Is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Who are you?
I'm Dexter.
Everyone's raving about the killer new hit, Dexter Resurrection.
There's more where that came from. Glad to be back.
Dexter Resurrection. New series now streaming on the Paramount Plus premium plan.
When he first came out, I thought, maybe I'll get my dad back, even after everything that happened. So much for second chances, eh?
Warden, I have sway in these walls.
This is my castle now. Do we understand each other?
Mayor of Kingstown, new season streaming October 26th on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here.
Oh man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh my goodness, what a performance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I came to a segment without.
The highest paid FBS coaches looks like this. Some national champions there in the top 4, but we want to go down to Bill Belichick at number 9 on this list, making $10.1 million a year. And things have not been going well, though. The talk has been swirling around Chapel Bill this week, and one of the reports indicating what they were doing to players was not right. So let's go to our players' lounge. And guys, were these UNC athletes maybe sold a false sense of hope with Bill Belichick?
Emily, thank you. That's a good question. That's one way to put it. I had no idea how this would work at Chapel Hill. I was rooting for it to work because when Jim Harbaugh came from the NFL to Michigan, I was like, this is great for college football. And then we have a chance to see one of the greatest coaches in the history of the sport come into college. It's like, this is great for our sport. And I thought it would be boom or bust. And clearly it's been towards the bust, but I didn't think it would be one of the worst hires that we've seen that I can recall. And there have been some bad hires, but when I actually start to believe things that people are saying, maybe there does need to be a change, I usually preach patience. But after 5 or 6 games, I think it is worth looking into. How did North Carolina, how did everyone miss this bad on Bill Belichick in college football?
Well, I think that we can say that they were misled, because if I was one of those 70 transfers, or if I was a new player going into North Carolina, I would expect 2 things. I would expect a no-nonsense policy when it comes to the theatrics that surround the sport and not being focused on external factors that don't help us win football games. And then I would expect the results to be shown on the football field. And like I mentioned earlier, this North Carolina team is in the 130s in the FBS out of 136 FBF teams in every statistical category: offense, defense, special teams. So if you went to North Carolina, you went there to become a better football player. You went there to be in an environment that made you feel like you were already a pro, or that would prepare you for the pro level. And that just hasn't happened in Chapel Hill yet.
It's been one of the bigger disappointments in college football in 2025. Because when you talk about Bill Belichick, we're talking about the greatest to ever do it in the NFL. We talked about the greatest to ever do it in terms of being disciplined and dialed in and highly motivated and consistent, most importantly, and to your point, a no-nonsense guy. So that's what we thought we would see in terms of the foundation that would be created there in Chapel Hill, was the same things that Bill stood on in New England. It's been the total opposite. And there lies the disappointment, because we knew it would take some time, because they needed to rebuild, create that culture. But they're going in the wrong direction. First and foremost, you talked about being dialed in, no distractions. That's what he emphasized throughout his time in New England. The biggest distraction has been tied to Bill.
Come on now.
In terms of your significant other being hands-on, always around, always involved, always in the camera, always in the headlines, that's something that you would not want any of your players to have tied to them. So why would you think it's okay for the head coach to do such? And then talk about defensively. Bill Belichick has been known to be one of the best defensive-minded coaches to ever coach on the sideline. That has been his calling card. Their defense against the 3 Power 4 teams they played against, they have allowed 40 points per ball game. It's one thing to have letdown on the offensive side, but when you're a defensive-minded coach and that's been your calling card, you have been the worst part of your team that has been the defense. So I don't know how they get this right. And it seems like Bill Belichick is not as focused or dialed in as we've seen in years past, which leads to the letdown.
I think this also shows you the glaring disparity and the difference between coaching NFL players and coaching college players. In the NFL, it's a job, right? Guys come, they punch in, they go to work. So you don't really have to motivate them to get going. It's just you trust your players to get the job done. Think about the great coaches in college football. We were talking earlier about Curt Signetti and Dan Lanning. I think of those guys. I think of Kirby Smart, Ryan Day. I mean, pick your great program that is a winning program. Those coaches are passionate, energetic, high-energy guys who get their team all to buy in to doing something greater than themselves and to motivate them to go out there every single day at practice and go out in the field and play with this fire and emotion. And then I picture Bill Belichick in front of the team before a game, like, all right, guys, like in that real, down, low energy voice, which worked in New England because you got pros. They want to pay for the paycheck, and I know play for the paycheck, and I know players are getting paid now. But I still think in college, the motivation factor matters more. And I think that's why Urban Meyer didn't work in Jacksonville. He came into Jacksonville in the pros and was all rah, and didn't have much substance behind it. And the guys were like, wait, what are you doing? Like, stop yelling at us.
You want me to tell you what Bill Belichick says before a game? All right, guys, let's go out there and do our job. Right. And that's it. And then you walk out. And everything you're saying, guys in the NFL, it is their job. These kids in college, they're still playing for fun. They're playing for the opportunity to create their brand, to get to the National Football League, to where that is their profession. These kids, they're not motivated the same way that the Danny Cannells or the Bryant McFadden's or myself were. They're motivated by different factors. So that was my biggest concern going into this season, playing for Coach Belichick and knowing that he has an understanding that I expect the players to hold themselves accountable. I expect the players to show up and do the work, and then on Sundays go out and play like we practiced all week long. You shouldn't need any external motivation. You shouldn't need me to get up in your face and be the rah-rah guy, because guess what? You're professionals. Everybody on this team has a job. We all have to go out there and do it. Well, that's not how it is in college ball, and I think that the lack of ability to channel that for Bill, I think that that's really hurting him at North Carolina, because you've got all these guys that came in with a lot of excitement, right? Week one, they saw Michael Jordan there. They saw Lawrence Taylor there. They saw the head basketball coaches that have won national championships. So they get there, their eyes are big. They're like, okay, we're at this program. It's NFL style. It's glamorous. It's all these things that we've ever wanted, but the motivation isn't there on the field, and they're not being led in a way that's motivating them to go out and put their best performances on the field.
It has been a circus in Chapel Hill this week. I know Emily's got somebody with a little more info on what's going on there locally in North Carolina.
Yeah, that's right, Danny. It's hard to keep up with all the reports that are swirling around Chapel Hill this week. So let's bring in Andrew Jones of Tar Heel 24/7. Andrew, help us make sense of all of this. What is actually happening behind the scenes during this bye week?
Well, it's interesting that the poor play on the field, which has been at an alarming level, isn't even the topic of a conversation. It is the stuff that's going on off the field. I will say that there's a lot of things that are being reported that I have not been able to confirm, yet what I have confirmed is disturbing. I'm told that there is a lot more to it and may well come out down the road. I think the key right now is the lack of organization has allowed a lot of the chaos to occur, and it appears that they're now trying to get a hold of it, but it might be a little too late, because so many things have come out that are true. There are things that I've been told that are true, and you only get to that point with an extreme lack of organization. I think that's probably the biggest problem here. From a football standpoint, they don't look prepared. A lot of the personnel decisions have been a little bit confusing, to be polite, to be diplomatic. And then when you see how the communication is taking place and how emboldened people are increasingly in speaking to media and saying some of the things they are, it just doesn't look like there's a very tight ship right now. And the statements that came out Wednesday night did not do anything to strengthen anything. In fact, I think it made things a little bit worse, because when you have two joint statements combined 25 words, that's not exactly a vote of confidence or a vote of assuredness on either side. So there's a lot more football to be played, believe it or not. They still have 7 games left starting next week at Cal, and hopefully for a while football is the story, because that's what I love to cover. But sometimes you have to pull out your shovel and dig, and the digging this week has unveiled some things that are not very pleasant around the program.
Yeah, we appreciate you doing that digging for us. Andrew Jones, thank you so much for shedding some light on what the heck is happening over on Chapel Hill. It has been wild. Appreciate it. We've got a quick update to bring you ahead of Army's game today against Charlotte over on CBS Sports Network. The Black Knights will reportedly give Cale Helms the start today against Charlotte. Helms is part of a 2-quarterback system with Dwayne Coleman and has been splitting time with him all season long. Helms led the Black Knights to a 31-13 victory over UAB off the bench last week, rushing for 81 yards and 3 scores. You can catch today's game between Charlotte and Army at noon Eastern on CBS Sports Network. It's part of a quadruple header for you today. We'll also have full coverage from the Mountain West with Air Force versus UNLV, San Jose State at Wyoming, and the nightcap San Diego State visiting Nevada.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City On.
Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike. And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
We have not seen a Big Ten game with this level of dominance since the game that no one can forget between Chicago and Northwestern in 1904. I remember that one. That's the last time two teams have entered 5-0 with over a 30 points per game differential. Jenny, Brad, and Gary have the call and have us covered from Eugene.
We got an exciting one today here on CBS. The number 3 team in the country, Oregon, they are hosting the number 7 team in the country, Indiana. It always comes down to the quarterback scare. We got 2 exciting guys, Heisman contenders that we're going to be watching in this one. Let's start with Dante Moore. We were here week 2 against Oklahoma State. Where have you seen his biggest growth?
So, when we did that game, I was so impressed. I'm going, wow, this guy is just way better than I thought. And now you watch 3 more games of him, and he's better than he was when we saw him against Oklahoma State. He's continued to grow. He's a legitimate winning quarterback no matter where he plays, and now he gets to come home.
And he's number 2 in the Big Ten in touchdown passes, and we have the number 1 guy in touchdown passes on the other side. See that segue I made?
You just set that right up.
Yeah.
So what do you like about Mendoza?
I like Fernando Mendoza, and he's played here before when he was at Cal, so I don't think it's going to be too big a situation for him. I don't think the crowd's going to bother him that much. It did. I know you talked to him. It bothered him the first time he played here, but he's been sensational, and Curt Signetti just plugs in his offense, and he's got another really good quarterback.
It was his 4th start ever, and he said it was incredibly intimidating. It was the loudest environment he's ever been in, but at least he has that experience under his belt now.
Yes, but this year he also went to Iowa, which is a very tough place to play. He just had that experience. They had to go silent count just a couple of weeks ago. I don't think this is going to play. Illinois at home, tough football team, beat them soundly. Then they go on the road. Winning at Iowa is not an easy deal. I think Indiana comes in prepared to play on the road in this game. The rest of it, though, has to still be done.
What's the key for Indiana to get the win?
I think it's been balance of this football team since Curt took over. Now, that's every game, I get that. But for them to be able to have Mendoza make the plays they want in their RPO game, the R part of the RPO is the most important part.
The balance of these 2 teams is incredible. They're 2 of the teams in the country other than Texas Tech that's top 10 in scoring, top 10 in scoring defense. So something's going to have to give. Oregon playing at home's got the edge in that area, I guess.
And one thing you want to see in the growth of this Oregon program?
I guess they've really taken that next step to me to saying what we experienced a year ago has made us better this year. The competition within the team, they seem more physical, they seem more determined, and they seem to have just that air about them that we went through it last year and we're better for it.
Some talented young freshmen as well.
Oh, my gosh. The backfield for Oregon's unbelievable. And, you know, we knew that a month ago when we were here. The coaches kept saying, these two guys are pretty special. Well, they've surpassed the guys that were starting at the beginning of the year. So 2 great tailbacks and Decorian Moore in a wide receiver position for Oregon. A lot of speed and a lot of talent.
It's going to be a fun one. 3:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS.
We are so looking forward to that game, but don't let it distract you from the rest of what's happening in the Big Ten. So many great matchups, starting with Ohio State at Illinois. The Buckeyes have given up 25 points all season long. This defense has just been ridiculous. So what does Illinois do? How do they get around it? How do they get some points on the board?
Well, number one, they take care of the football and they don't turn the football over. And when you look at this Illinois offense, that's one thing that has saved them for the past however many seasons that Luke Altmaier's been there. He doesn't turn the football over. And I'll tell you guys something, as great as Ohio State's defense is at not giving up points, not giving up a lot of yardage, they are very, very average at creating turnovers, intercepting the football, forcing fumbles. So the name of the game against this Ohio State defense is just staying ahead of the down and distance. You don't want to be in 2nd and 12. You don't want to be 3rd and 9. You want to be 2nd and 5, 3rd and 4 or less. Keep the ball in your hands, make every possession in with a kick. That's how you have success against this Ohio State defense. You're not going to do it by looking for the big shots down the field or the explosives in the run game. It's going to be methodically dinking and dunking the ball throughout this Matt Patricia NFL-style defense that's got guys like Sonny Styles, like Caleb Downs. I mean, they have the entire package on the defensive side of the ball. So if I'm looking at Luke Altmaier and I'm looking at this Illinois offense, I'm just saying, take care of the football. Try to stay ahead of the down and distance. Don't get behind the sticks with sacks. Don't turn the ball over. And we've got a chance because Luke Altmaier, when he has the time in the pocket, he can pick you apart like an NFL quarterback can. You know, the reason why Ohio State defensively they're so good because of the movement. See, the element of disguise is something no quarterback can prepare for because you don't know exactly what you're going to see. And Matt Patricia, he's been a mastermind in showing you one thing and playing the total opposite with movement. When you look at the game today, watch how many guys on the 2nd and 3rd level are moving. The only individuals that are stagnant in one position, the guys that put their hand in the dirt. So now as a quarterback, when you come to the line of scrimmage, you're looking at all these moving pieces. You don't know exactly where they're coming from, the stunt, the pressure, and what they're playing on the back end, all while they're running a game with the guys that put their hand in the dirt. It's been a master class of how to disrupt collegiate offenses. Now, one thing that could help Illinois is if they had hard counts. But now in this day and age of college football, there's no hard count. Everything is done with a hand clap. That's why you see a lot of NFL coaches, when they come down a level to the college side of things and they become a coordinator, they excel because they're taking the league principles and bringing it down to college football. And most coaches don't have an answer to it because they don't see it time in and time out. So for Luke, you got to be patient because you're going to see a lot of different things move. You got to be patient and trust the process. And lastly, get the running game going.
Yes.
Get the running game going.
That's what I was going to say, because that defense is doing all this shifting. That is for the pass game, right? That's where the quarterback comes up. He's a little bit confused. What are they doing? One way to get him out of that is to start running the football, because they can't be all exotic and moving around in the secondary and making all these different, looks and trying to confuse the quarterback. You have to get to that smash mouth aspect that Illinois traditionally has been so good at. But they're not running the ball as well as they have in the past. They're not protecting the passer. They've given up 19 sacks in the season. That's second to last in the Big Ten for Illinois. So I go back to Damien's point about Luke Altmaier. He's got to get rid of the football. He cannot sit back there all day in the pocket, survey the field. You got to be sharp with knowing where to go with the football. Hank Beatty's his favorite target. He's stepped up in a huge way. But you cannot survive against Ohio State's defense if it's 2nd and 15, if it's 3rd and 14. You've got to kind down as much as you can, keep you in manageable downs and distances, or else it's going to be a long day, just like it was against Indiana for Luke Altmaier.
I do want to say something. All the things that we're sitting here saying about Luke Altmaier, what he needs to do playing quarterback today, we need to be saying the same thing about Julian Sand, because listen here, this Illinois defense, guess what they do? They blitz more than any other team in college football. They blitz at over 60% of their defensive snaps. Well, what do they have to do behind that, Brian McFadden, as a DB? They got to play man coverage behind it. So as Julian Sand is going to be facing all these different pressures, all these different looks, these exotic blitzes, he's going to have to get the ball out of his hands quick. Now, he has done a great job of that. He doesn't like to throw the ball down the field, but expect a big day from Carnell Tate, from, of course, Jeremiah Smith, because that's what they want. They want a team that's just going to say, you know what, let's get after the young quarterback and leave me one-on-one against your best defender. So if I'm Julian saying, be on the lookout for these blitzes. Don't hold on to the ball, because it's the same thing we're talking about Luke Altmaier, not getting behind the down and distance. Well, with all these pressures that Illinois brings, if he takes a couple of these sacks, if they don't have a protection plan for it, Ohio State's offense could be in trouble as well.
Yeah, real quick, I want to get to Michigan at USC. 30 seconds on this. Feels like the kind of game that Lincoln Riley has not won yet. That bully ball Big Ten. What happened today?
Yes, and we had an opportunity against Illinois. They went on the road earlier to Illinois, and the thing that was glaring was how much Illinois was pushing them around. And this Michigan offensive and defensive line are better than what they saw there. So this is a huge game perception-wise for Lincoln Riley. They went and fired their strength coach. They hired a new defensive coordinator 2 years ago. They've got to show that they can make this transition to the Big Ten and go head-to-head with these bigger physical teams.
All right, well, coming up next, Mackenzie and Mikey are hard at work on the whiteboard. Last week, it was a pay for the drinks parlay, and this week, same deal, because it is Saturday. And Mackenzie got the cup right, too. I had a little trouble drawing that cup last week, but looking forward to seeing what happens in this parlay. Stick with us here.
Are they drunk? What's wrong with
I don't know. I haven't paid for the drinks yet, but stay tuned.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City On. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's tongue skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Welcome back into college football pregame presented by FanDuel. Every week, FanDuel is giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. That means you can boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. Download the FanDuel app and bet the big match on campus with a boost right now. Guys, what's the parlay play today? Help us get some money for drinks.
Yes, exactly. We're trying to pay for the drinks today. Pay for the drinks parlay. And this time I drew a martini glass because I felt like that was a lot easier than the red Solo cup.
And it looks great. It looks great. Listen, everyone out there that's watching, you're doing two things today. You're going to the bar and you're watching college football, so let us connect them and let you pay for your drinks with the college football. Pay for the drinks parlay.
And some of us have an Oktoberfest bar crawl, so this is serious stuff.
And let's wake the board up.
Let's wake the board up. Here we go. All right, start with the noon slate. Here we go. SMU.
The Ponies.
The
Ponies.
Alt total over 55.5. We're buying it down a little bit.
Points, fun.
The Ponies love points. The Ponies love points at home. Stanford loves to give you points on the road. They allowed 48 points to UVA in their only ACC road game. Okay, so take the points. We're buying it down a little. We're giving you some wiggle room. Next.
Yes,
Take me to the first half of the game.
Get in, get out. Get in, get out.
Get out.
Get in, get out.
First half cover, Oregon minus the 4.5. That 7.5 is sneaky with the full game. We do not want to have the threat of a backdoor cover from Indiana. One thing Oregon does, they start off fast. Sometimes they let their foot off the gas in the second half.
Just one of these.
One of these.
Can't see my
Sometimes
feet.
Indiana, they start slow on the road, especially against good teams. So that's the second leg here. Mikey, take us home.
Let me round it out. Florida fans, listen. I don't want you to take this personally, but you're walking into a spanking. Texas A&M money line. You're not in the swamp anymore. You're in Kyle Field, and I just got news here. Marcel Reed is going to make this Florida defense look like Swiss cheese. And that's just what it is.
Hey, that's a good tease for when we're in Wisconsin next week. I see what you did there.
Which we will be in Wisconsin next weekend. Round it off, last leg. Jeff Sims is playing football. I've watched him play at Georgia Tech, watched him play at Nebraska. Make no mistake, the kid is going to throw his helmet on, and he's going to throw it to the other team at least 3 times. Go ahead, Utah money line.
Wow.
Utah money line, Arizona State. Jeff Sims is just not going to be the guy, unfortunately. Round it out, late night Utah.
Let me hit you with a plus 574 to pay for the drinks. 10 will make you 57. I think that'll do it. Let's take a quick recap here with the payout. Plus 574, Texas A&M money line, Utah money line, late night. And we got that first half with Oregon and SMU, Stanford over 55.5. The Ponies, give me points, Emily.
I love it. That is a nice little payout there. All the boys here at the desk on their phones putting it in because we got the parlay ready to go. And we are ready for the final hour of college football pregame. It may not look like it. This is just how they warm up because we have 1 hour left until kickoff and we have a lot to discuss. Stick with us here on college football pregame.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City High. Superb finish. Pull inside. Picks up it.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
When Indiana and Oregon meet this afternoon on CBS, we'll see two coaches who just win, baby. It's the third ever FBS matchup in the past 50 years between head coaches who have an 85% career win percentage or higher. I hate to break it to them, though. Somebody's got to lose this afternoon. Dan Lanning has yet to lose a Big Ten game, and while Indiana is 0-46 all-time on the road against top 5 teams, Coach Sig has been breaking streaks and making history since he became a Hoosier. He also has supplied us with some absolutely epic moments at the podium.
What are we, 10-0?
You are 10-0 for the first time in program history, Coach.
Not bad.
There's a lot of skeptics. There's a lot of doubters. I get it, right? Haven't beat a top 25 team. Nebraska's 25th in the coach poll. We beat their 56-7.
How are we not right now seeded for a home game?
126 years of Indiana football. Best season in Indiana history. Number 1 out of 126.
We got our way of doing things, and, we kick ass and take names.
We figured we'd just adopt SEC scheduling philosophy. Some people don't like it. I'm more focused in on those 9 conference games. We had to wake some people up and create some excitement. And after all, this is the entertainment business, too.
We don't just beat top 25 teams. We beat the shit out of them. Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
The most iconic line from Curt Signetti, I win. Google me. I mean, man, we should put more microphones in that man's face because just gold comes out of it. So in the Sig spirit, what else can we maybe find from Googling? The prompt is Google blank he what?
Start with me. The floor is mine. Well,
let's do it.
Google Malachi Toney. He is going to be the X factor that takes Miami to the national championship if they so do get there. Because listen, I know we like to talk about this Miami team, and we talk about, well, listen, they run the ball better than they did last year. They play better defensively than they did last year. Well, guess what? They got a quarterback that's playing just a little bit better right now, and they've got a receiver in Malachi Toney who absolutely can take the top off of the defense in any way you get him the football. He's good for the down the field shots. He's good for the intermediate possession catches that he can turn to 50, 60-yard gains. He's good for the end arounds, the jet sweeps. He is Carson Beck's best friend. And similar to what we saw last year between Cam Ward and Xavier Strepo, what did I just say? Cam Ward, he didn't play as well last year as Carson Beck is playing right now. And guess what? Malachi Toney, he is a much more dynamic and explosive version of Xavier Restrepo. I think that he is the untamable of this Miami offense, and I think that he can take their offense to new heights and get them to the national championship.
B-Mac, Google who, because he what?
Keep it within the wide receiver position. Google Makai Lemon. He is the best wide receiver in college football, no one is talking about. But when you turn his tape on, you have to respect and talk about his game. Currently number 2 in FBS in receiving yards, 589 yards. He's already had 2 150-yard receiving games so far in this early in a college football season. And the thing I love about Lemon, his versatility. He can line up at the Z, at the X. He reminds me a lot of Jackson Smith-Njigba, talented wide receiver for Seattle when it comes to his versatility. And he's a great route runner in terms of creating separation, big-time playmaker. Michigan will get a full glimpse of what he has in store when they face off today in L.A.
If you Google him, you'll find him on a lot of first-round mocks. NFL loves him so far. Google who, he, what, Danny?
Google Missouri running back Ahmad Hardy. He is the best running back in the country who came in with so little fanfare. It was Jeremiah Love at Notre Dame. It was Justice Haynes at Michigan. So many other running backs had so much attention, yet Ahmad Hardy, all he's done out there is lead the country in rushing. And if Missouri is to pull off the upset today, it will be on the back of Ahmad Hardy going against Alabama rush defense, which has not been as stout as we're normally used to. Ahmad Hardy is absolutely balling for Missouri.
Yeah, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into that game, but we got to go back to the theme of this segment, which is Coach Signetti, and the way that he has put this group together. This is so impressive. Oregon, 5th in the nation in the 24/7 Sports Team Talent Composite. Indiana is 72nd, ahead of only 2 other Power 4 programs. BMAC, how do both of these programs become top 10 teams when they're built so differently?
Well, it's easier to see Oregon's path to dominance because of their ability to recruit nationally and then the NIL resources they have tied to their program. But with Indiana, it's a different ball game with their football program. And that's where you have to praise Curt Signetti about what he's done. The ability to instill belief into the program. I call Curt the Mike Tomlin of college football. He's never had a losing season ever. First time becoming a head coach in 2011 to current date, he's never had a losing season. He's done nothing but win, doing more with less. And that's what he's doing now with the Hoosier football program. And I love that highlight that we showed of Curt talking about belief, the little small, minute things he was saying. That's who he is as a coach, and guess what he's done? He's instilled that into the locker room. Players are the best reflection of whoever their head coach is. If you have a soft head coach, you're going to have a soft football team. If you have a head coach that believes in who he is as a coach, the players will have the same mindset, and that's what we're currently seeing when you look at the lack of recruiting resources and NIL resources they have compared to some of the other blue blood programs in college football.
I don't mean this disrespectful at all to Dan Lanning. He's been awesome. But it is much harder to do what Curt Signetti's done in Indiana, right? I mean, that's stating the obvious. So when I look at coaches who do more with less or at a program like Indiana, I cannot say enough about the job that Curt Signetti has done. And it was interesting because all those clips, a lot of those took place last year in this offseason. He's been a little bit quieter because I think he's a very smart man as well. That Dan Lanning, he knows that is a coach that uses bulletin board material, maybe more so than anybody else in college football. But I also admire the way they've built this roster at Indiana. When he came in here from James Madison, he brought with him 13 players from James Madison, guys that are still on this roster, like Elijah Surratt, like D'Angelo Pons, like Mikael Kamara on the defensive line. And those players that he brought with him have been major contributors, and they also came from a winning program, so they knew what it took and had a winning mindset that has been significantly missing at Indiana. So he's got the belief of his team, and then the talent evaluation to go find a Fernando Mendoza, who a lot of schools could have bid for Fernando Mendoza. They were the ones that were able to get him there. Outstanding talent evaluation and maximizing the talent that they do have.
I just think that the way that both of these coaches coach, the way that they are, their bravado, it is such a perfect fit for the team that they're coaching. When you look at Oregon, they're fast-paced, they're high energy, they're rah-rah. And what is Dan Lanning? That's exactly what he is. He's the motivator. He's the bring you up a notch, turn your dial just a little bit more. Well, what is Indiana? They're blue collar. They're just hardworking. They like to show up to work, bring their lunch pail, do things the right way. Well, that's what Curt Signetti is. He's come up and just made this a tough, physical football team. They're not all about flash. Granted, they've got Fernando Mendoza, who flashes as a superstar at quarterback. They've got Elijah Surratt. They've got a lot of superstars, but they're not built on that. They're built on the trenches. They're built on their run game. They're built on their defense. And so when you look at both of these teams and the coaches that they have, I know we talk about quarterbacks being the perfect fit for the offense, for the system that they're in. These two head coaches could not be in better positions as far as the teams that they're coaching from a logistical standpoint, from a talent standpoint, and just the genetic makeup and the DNA of these cultures of these teams.
While we're talking about head coaches, kind of an interesting matchup in Red River between Texas and Oklahoma. When it comes to perception, Brent Venables came into the season on the hot seat, but now feels like Steve Sarkisian is feeling a little bit of the heat. What do we think of this coaching matchup, and who do you think has the edge?
I think that this is one of the better coaching matchups we're going to see, because when you look at what Steve Sarkisian is able to scheme up on offense versus the versatile, the suffocating defense that Brent Venables has, I think that this is almost like an NFL mindset.
Oh, yeah.
Matchup. Yeah, it's a chess piece matchup that you're going to see from these two coaches. I do say Brent Venables has the edge in this coaching matchup because of the continuity of his team. Like, we're talking about, they may not have their Heisman Trophy potential quarterback in John Napier, but we're also sitting here talking about, well, that doesn't matter because they're a defensively built team. It doesn't matter if it's going to be John Napier or Michael Hawkins. Our defense is going to be what takes us to the national championship. It's not going to be our offense. Well, Texas, on the other hand, they're going through an identity crisis right now. What is the true identity of Arch Manning? What is the true identity of our defense? We thought that they were pound for pound one of the best in the country, and we got manhandled and pushed around by Florida. So I think the continuity piece is up in air for Texas, and I think that with the ability that Oklahoma has to even rely on a backup quarterback to beat Texas in the Red River rivalry, I think that speaks volumes. So I think Brent Venables and the Sooners, they definitely have the edge going into the Red River rivalry.
This is such a perfect matchup from the standpoint of coaches. You mentioned Brent Venables coming on the hot seat, which was absolutely the case. All of a sudden, they've exceeded expectations. And now Sark, who back-to-back Final Four appearances, they were preseason #1, which I thought was ridiculous. I had thought that Texas had no business being.
You were very early on not making the playoff.
Because it wasn't only Arch. They lost a lot of pieces. Matthew Golden was an incredible receiver. They lost a lot of pieces on the defensive side of the ball. O-line. And offensive line was all these new pieces, and I'm just like, I don't know if you can just trust it to continue to work it. I think Damian put it really well. They're still struggling to find their identity of who exactly they are as a team. So I think in this matchup, I do think it does favor Oklahoma slightly because there's a mental edge that they have. Oklahoma knows exactly what they are. Texas is reeling right now where this is their big chance to respond to some of the critics, where Oklahoma's kind of playing with house money, especially with Napier questionable. Even if he does play, it's like, well, you know, how was he 100%? So I think the edge does go to Oklahoma.
The edge goes to Oklahoma, and more pressure is on Sarkisian and his staff, and here's why. If John Napier doesn't play, you cannot lose to a Michael Hawkins Jr.-led team who was filling in for the Heisman frontrunner, one of the Heisman frontrunners in John Napier. It puts more pressure on Steve Sarkisian. It puts more pressure on Arch Manning. It puts more pressure on the Longhorns in totality because preseason hype, they had all the hype. Preseason player accolades, they had it with Arch Manning. They have yet to live up to the billing. This is an opportunity, like I said in the beginning of the show, to correct all the wrongs, all the criticism that they've received. If they win today, they can go ahead and wipe that and get right back into that playoff conversation and potentially find a way to have the year they would like to have. But if they happen to lose, and they lose to a non-John Napier-led offense, yeah, I'm not saying that Steve Sarkisian's seat will be hot because, no, he has earned the right to be comfortable. But in terms of tables being flipped over and people having a lot to say, they will be saying it.
Yeah, they've still yet to win a Power 4 game. Texas, they were able to beat a Michael Hawkins Jr.-led offense last year in the Red River rivalry, but I think it's safe to say the pieces around him are a little bit better this year, but we'll see who plays quarterback in that position. When we're talking about Georgia at Auburn, Jordan Hare, under the lights. I know this guy knows what that's all about. What are the Dogs in for in this environment?
They're in for a rude awakening because no matter how good or not good Auburn is, you don't just go into Jordan Hare and walk out with a win. there's some bad juju. There's some magic that goes on in there. I mean, we saw it with, what was that, Keith Marshall way back in the day, saving the game on the last play. I mean, we've seen miracles happen. I mean, I don't want to talk about the kick six, but I'm an honest man, so I'll even bring that up.
It happened.
What I will say is, again, regardless of how good or bad this football team is, Georgia's going to go into a hostile environment with a team that may not be as competitive in the win-loss records, but I guarantee you when they play at home against Georgia, they're going to play up to the level of their competition. So this is going to be a test for Gunnar Stockton. This is going to be a test for Kirby Smart, Mike Bobo. This is going to be a test for this Georgia defense that we're still waiting to see more out of. This isn't going to be a cakewalk like they expect it to be. So Georgia, the Bulldogs, Mackenzie Brooks, if you're listening, y'all better have your head screwed on right, because if you don't, we've seen what can happen in Jordan Hare when things start to get a little weird.
And Jackson Arnold needs to become a +1 in the running game.
He does.
Because one thing we know about Georgia defensively, they struggle against running quarterbacks, athletic quarterbacks that can extend plays, but most importantly, get positive yards with their legs. And he's shown the ability to do so as well. Then outside of that, defensively for Georgia, they can't put pressure on opposing quarterbacks unless they're bringing extra hats in the blitz concept. In terms of getting home with 4 guys, they haven't shown the ability to do that. So if you're Auburn, you have to have the same luxury the other quarterbacks have had against Georgia, having a comfortable pocket to work from within and make the timely plays and make the routine plays. To your point, Damien, this atmosphere is going to be electric, and this is an opportunity for Hugh Freeze to get right back in the good graces of the fans there in Auburn and the boosters, because so far it's been a disappointing experience, to say the least. But if he take care of his business against a national ranked team in Georgia, something he hasn't done in a consistent fashion, I mean, he can get right back in the good graces.
Yes, he would. If he loses this game also, we might be talking about potentially a move being made. This Georgia team I don't think they're as dominant as they've been in years past. They're missing something on the defensive side of the ball. They only have 7 sacks on the season. Oklahoma and Tennessee have 21 sacks on the year. Vanderbilt has 18 sacks. They're not even close to doing that. They don't have that Jordan Davis, that Jalen Cardle type of impact player on the defensive side of the ball. But this is a matchup where I don't know if sacks even come into play because of what you guys have been talking about, which I agree with. Jackson Arnold has not been great throwing the football. It does feel like they missed on Oklahoma's reclamation project, like having a guy who struggled last year and you thought, oh, well, Hugh Freeze can make him a great quarterback. And they have Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton, 2 of the best receivers in the SEC, and they have not been able to get either one going. I do wonder if this is a game where if Auburn pulls off the upset, those guys have to step up and make big plays, because I do think Jackson Arnold, at some point he's going to have to take some shots, but they cannot get beat by his legs. He had 100 yards rushing against Baylor. That was huge in that game. But their passing game has been inept at best.
Yeah, there are a lot of games of consequence in the SEC, in the Big Ten, and also in the Big 12, which is where we go next, because Texas Tech has been experiencing unprecedented success under head coach Joey McGuire, but they took the program to a new level this offseason. What sparked that change? How about we ask him? Joey McGuire will join the show next. Stick with us here.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
No. That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City High. Superb finish. Pull inside. Picks up it.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that touchdown.
Watch Serie A all season season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Back here on College Football Pregame, presented by FanDuel. A lot on the line in the Big 12 today. Massive matchup after massive matchup, but our eyes go straight to Kansas, traveling to number 9 ranked Texas Tech. The Red Raiders have been carving their way through the schedule. They're 5-0, current odds-on favorite to win the Big 12 championship, and they'll be suiting up in style. What do we think of these homecoming jerseys, guys?
Oh, I love the white pants. I
Those are
love
clean.
the white pants,
The
black
white
jersey.
pants. Those white pants are probably going to be a little dirty by the end of the game. We know how Texas Tech likes to play. And whatever they're wearing, they're going to look good because the Red Raiders boast the number 2 scoring offense in the country, averaging nearly 50 points a game. Oh, and also the number 4 scoring defense, allowing 11 points per game. That's exactly where you want to be. And where else would we want to be than welcoming in Joey McGuire, the head coach of the Red Raiders. And Coach, I know you have always wanted to win and find success, but your program took things to a whole new level in this offseason. What changed that led to this new mindset and this new strategy for how to have success in college football?
Well, first, thanks for having me on. I love y'all guys. I love what y'all do. But, you know, the biggest thing, I think we had our administration forward thinking. They knew, and one of our big boosters and Border Regent, Cody Campbell, he challenged us because he knew two worlds were going to collide, the NIL, the way it was working, and then the revenue sharing. And we had an advantage. We were able to take advantage of having the administration and the boosters behind us. And he said, hey, if this guy can help us win and he fits us and fits Red Raiders, let's go get him.
Coach, with the success that your program is having, with the excitement, the buzz around Lubbock, Texas, with you hearing us sit and talk about your team is the favorite to come out of the Big 12, make it to the college football playoff, what is your message to your players about handling the success and about continuing to work for everything that's in front of them?
Yeah, during our bye week, that was one thing I was really nervous about, because we'd come off a really big win in Utah. And it was one of those deals of like, how are we going to handle success? So we talked about it constantly. But one thing that we talked about and we knew we were going to be talked about, whether it was how much money we spent, we upgraded the roster, whatever it was, embrace it. Like, we can't run from it. That's going to be the narrative. So let's let it be the narrative and let's go back it up. And so we've literally talked about running towards the pressure. At every Friday night when we do our highlight video in our team meeting, it ends with we're firemen. So like the first responder type approach of like, we're going to run to it instead of run away from it.
Coach, let's talk about your star quarterback, Byron Morton. 12 touchdowns on the year, been extremely explosive, consistent. But give us a cool nugget about your star quarterback that only you know that leads to the success that we see week in and week out.
Well, I mean, he's the toughest kid I've ever coached. I've coached 31 years, and I feel like I've coached some really tough individuals, but mentally and physically, he's the toughest kid I've ever coached, and he's a special. He's a coach's kid, and his mom and dad are absolutely incredible. His dad was a great high school coach here in the state of Texas, and he's just one of those guys. Like, sometimes you try to guard your players from reading too much negative and stuff. He's one of those guys that he feeds off of it, and it really pushes him to where he's at right now and the way he's playing.
Coach, you guys, we talked about your transfer portal class, the amount of players that came into the program. What blows me away is how quickly you've seen continuity and all guys playing on the same page. How have you been able to do that? Is it an approach in the offseason? Is it extra time? Are there team building stuff just to have them all come together so quickly?
Yeah, you said it perfectly. You said it right. I mean, we started in the winter. Every Wednesday we had 12 groups that were split up in every position. You know, it just wasn't position groups, which is normally how we would do it. But we split everybody up. We had a different coach. We had a different trainer with them, a strength staff, anybody that was in the building. And they would have a breakfast spot around Lubbock. And the breakfast owners, the restaurant owners loved it whenever the football players come in. And they would just go eat breakfast and talk about life. And so you had a right tackle sitting next to a cornerback and a safety where it'd normally be all the offensive linemen together. We started doing that. We've carried that over. I do that every Thursday. I have dinner at my house every Thursday for a group. Usually it's a position group, but we kept doing it this way. And then I had 3 captains returning from last year, Baron Morton, Jacob Rodriguez, and Bryce Ramirez. And we met, and I told them, it is your job to bring this group together. And they took it very serious. I mean, from going golfing all the time with each other, different groups. Baron's got a ranch, so he's taking a bunch of guys out to the ranch to go hunting. So it's just a lot of different things like that.
Baron's got a ranch?
Yeah, I want to hear more about the ranch.
Your quarterback has a ranch?
To Texas Tech.
What's that like?
Hey, y'all love it. It's called Y-Cross Ranch.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow, we got to go check out Baron Morton's
play, right?
ranch.
That's a play. Is Y-Cross.
Yeah, it's a play. It's a famous air raid, Mike Leach, Y-Cross.
Wow, I love that. That just says so. This is college football nowadays. Coach, I'm sure that something that has helped you bring this team together has got to be your experience coaching high school. I think a lot of young coordinators want to come in and they say, okay, I need to get into a Power 4 program and work my way up. But you really made your hay in the high school game. Where does that experience help you now coaching in college?
Yeah, I mean, I think it helps a lot because you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. I mean, I was in charge of 2 middle schools with 4 8th grade teams, 4 7th grade teams. I had 2 freshman teams, 2 JV teams, and a varsity team. And so just a mass of guys that are playing football, and you had to, get them all on the same page and make them proud to wear that logo. And I think, with me, I'm a CEO, so it helps. I mean, I'm a defensive guy, but I have 2 brand new coordinators. That was another thing. I mean, both our coordinators were brand new, and got to hire them in December, and they were a part of it. And so they allowed me to work on the culture, and they could work on their side of the ball and the X's and O's. But the most important thing, our first meeting, I told them, I said, don't worry about the football. Worry about bringing this team together. That's what's going to take us to another level.
Coach, when we showed the graphic earlier, I mean, your team is top 4 in the country in scoring offense, top 4 in the country in scoring defense. What is the mentality from you to the players, and what is the message about how important complementary style of football is, especially when your offense runs as many plays as they do? They get your defense back on the field very quickly. It just express how important it is playing complementary on both the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it's huge, and we talk about it all the time. In fact, it's going to be big today because Kansas is really good on offense. The quarterback's explosive. But if you ever see me right off the bat, whether we're going on the field on offense or we're going on the field on defense, literally I'm talking about that. I mean, we're always saying, like, if a defense gets the stop, offense, go thank them, go score, go down the field and score. If the offense scores, defense, let's get a stop. If the opposing offense scores, then we got to answer the score with a score. So everything that during the game, whenever the flow of the game, we're talking about playing complementary football and then playing off each other. And then the last thing we talk about is the tape is the mirror. Like, when you wake up in the morning and you look at the guy in the mirror, when you look at the tape, did you give everything you got? Like, we shouldn't be outplayed effort-wise because we control that, you know, and so those guys have bought into that part, and that helps them play complementary football also.
Well, Coach, everything you're doing so far is certainly working. We've enjoyed watching your squad so far this season, but we know you have a lot left to play for. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much. Wreck 'em.
There, you got it. Before he came on, he was just telling us how juiced he was. He was listing all the exciting things that were happening today. You can tell that it's a big day for them. It's a big season for Texas Tech as well. Sportsline gives them a 30% chance to make the college football playoff. Let's quickly go around the horn here. Do they do it?
I think they do. I mean, when you look at the defense that they have, I'm going to talk about their offense in a second. They're top 2, top 4 in the country in total scoring defense. And then you look at what they do on offense. What I love the most is they run more football plays than any other team in the country offensively. They put a lot of pressure on every defense they face. They put even more pressure on the opposing offense and quarterback to keep up. I don't think any other team in the Big 12 is built to keep up in a track meet with Texas Tech.
For sure. I'm taking Texas Tech not to just get into the playoffs, but I think they're going to make noise.
Yeah.
Because of their style of play, they can throw it. They got 200-300 yards rushers as we see it today, not to mention on the defensive side, 12 sacks. They got a lot of guys that look like what they hunt, and they get home. That style will resonate in postseason opportunities. I love their chances.
I agree with you. I think they are going to make the college football playoff. I think they're the best team in the Big 12. The second best team, I think, is Utah. We already saw them go to Salt Lake City and handle the Utah Utes in that game.
And they lost
with
their
a backup quarterback. Will
Yeah.
Hammond came in. They've got depth at quarterback. They have an answer for everything, it seems. I do think today's game is tricky, though.
Yeah.
He mentioned Jalen Daniels is a very mobile quarterback who can make some plays. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think Texas Tech wins. I think it's going to be a good test for him.
Check marks across the board. If I had a space on that graphic, I would add my own as well. Guys, this whole time we've been talking about college football, we're getting close to actual games happening. Just about half an hour until noon kicks across the sport. We got tons of ranked matchups. Whew, let's get ready. We'll get you ready. Stick with us here on College Football Pregame on HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. The power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City Eye. Superb finish. Picks up it.
Unbelievable strike.
And that's surely the score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
It's week 7 and 44 teams remain alive to make the college football playoff. Obviously, still a lot to be decided, but I look at this number as a lot of hope for teams all across the country. It ain't over yet, and we are getting so close to the noon kickoff, so we had to bring in our friend and Sportsline analyst Mackenzie Brooks here to help us bet some of these games because everybody's got their phones out. They're ready to place the bets. Let's start with Ohio State, 14.5-point favorite at Illinois. Where's your best bet in this game?
This is a weird one. I'll be the first to say it. Ohio State third quarter spread was such a lock last year. And when they're playing these teams, like this is such a funky spread. I feel like even if they feel comfortable going into the half, you want to reassert that dominance in the third quarter too. And of course, this can even be even if they start slow, you know after halftime they're going to come out strong too. So isolating that third quarter, as silly as it sounds, feels like you have a lot of insurance with the game scripts here.
All right, how about Alabama at Missouri, 3.5-point spread favorite for Alabama. No pressure whatsoever.
I'm listening. I'm not commentating right now.
Don't let this control what you think.
What
are the numbers?
I think Alabama wins this game. I do think Missouri with a 3.5-point spread, that's the key number here. If this was 3, maybe I'd tell you to take Alabama. But I like the 3.5, especially this team at home. Amon Hardy coming off a bye week. Like, we're not talking about that enough, right? They have the time to game script for this team. I think they dominate the game on the ground. The Alabama run D on the road has not been the same as it's been on home. I think the world of Ty Simpson. I think he's going to be our Heisman winner. But again, this is a Missouri team who's been dominating at home. And I like the fact that they can control this game on the ground here. So give me the plus 3.5 with Missouri.
Against who, though?
It ain't nobody.
I'm just listening. I ain't even commentating.
I wanted to hear what Damian had to say, but
Amon Hardy took a week off. He had a bye week, and he still leads all the running backs in the country with the most rushing yards. I mean, there's something to be said about that.
His numbers are absolutely ridiculous.
UMass defense.
All right, yeah, looks pretty good against the Minutemen. Let's go to Pitt at Florida State. 2 wide receivers missing.
Getting interesting.
Stephen Boggs, Squirrel White. Before we get your pick, because I know you're going to feel a lot of pressure from them, how much are they going to miss those guys? How big
they're going to miss
Boggs and White?
You said it, not me.
No, I do think. This is the biggest game of Mike Norvell's career. You can make a very strong case that this is the biggest, because if they lose this game, all of a sudden you could potentially lose the locker room, you could lose the fan base, people are going to start referring back to last year, they forget about the Bama game. You've got to regain the momentum you had at the beginning of the year. So I think this is a huge game where you don't want to be missing anybody in this one.
Yeah, but you're playing against a freshman quarterback.
Yes.
Okay.
Fair.
Find a way to get it done. No excuses. Get it done.
I think you can get it done without covering the spread. I think you get it done without covering the spread.
10.5 is a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
Grow up, Damien.
What's he laughing about?
I'm sorry.
I want to win with style.
I'm sorry.
I think you would.
You know what I'm over here laughing about? I'm just thinking about all the T-shirts, all the Brian McFadden face and quotes we're gonna see on the T-shirts. You're gonna lose your spot at the mayoral house in Tallahassee. They gonna bring it all the way to you in Florida State.
I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah. I've seen you. I've seen you in those locker rooms. I've seen you on the sideline.
I mean, y'all locker room today. This is our team. We're gonna win a championship game.
Which is funny because you're kind of dressed like a Pitt Panther today.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
How about it, huh?
Wait, okay, so Mackenzie, you're taking Pitt in points?
Yeah, I didn't even realize that, BMAC. What are you doing out here? Listen.
Does that change your pick?
There's some momentum with this Pitt team. They put up 500 yards of offense against Boston College. Obviously, there are some Florida State injuries that are worth noting here. Yep. Maybe it's the first half Pitt spread, but I do think it's just a lot of points with 10.5 here. So I do think Florida State wins, okay? Keep it to yourself over there.
Okay, no more bets that could potentially upset the people here at the desk.
Is getting.
Let's do.
This is a great segment for me.
Under false pretenses. consensus here. Real quick, UCLA, Michigan State. Sparty's got 8.5 here.
I think definitely UCLA plus 8.5. I think they are alive to win this game outright for a little money line sprinkle here. This is a battle of turnovers that UCLA is going to win. They haven't really had too many so far. Michigan State has kind of been more of a turnover machine right now. And yes, this Michigan State run D has looked quote-unquote good against some lesser opponents. They did allow a lot of yards once they started playing some real teams with a pulse here. So I do think UCLA has some power on the ground here, and I do think they're genuinely alive to win this game.
I love it. People are hopping on the Bruin Express. Mackenzie Brooks, thank you so much for that. Do not forget, shout out Rick, by the way. As soon as we say goodbye, the College Football Today crew takes over a half-hour show live from Autzen Stadium ahead of Indiana, Oregon on CBS. I don't know how Rick's weekend is going to get better than it was last, but check him out, see what he has to say ahead of this game. I say it every week, and I'm going to continue. This is the week our parlay hits. Stay tuned. We got the parlay party. That's next.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City On. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount+.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount+.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+.
Back here on College Football Pregame presented by FanDuel, and every week FanDuel is giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. That means you can boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. Download the FanDuel app and bet the big match on campus with a boost right now. It is time for our parlay party, and I'm going to start things off With a first half, let's take Mizzou at +1.5. You gave the Alpha Nerd a lot of time to prepare for this one, and no offense to Missouri, but this is not the easiest game to get up for if you're Alabama. Of course, you had Georgia, you had revenge against Vanderbilt. It's kind of an early kickoff on the road in Columbia. I'm looking directly at you.
I was going to say, are you just talking to me?
I'm trying to
that eye contact was fierce.
Well, because I want you to know that it's not personal.
It looks personal.
It does. It felt personal.
It's just a half.
And it's just the first half. So whatever happens in the second half, it's all you. So I'm just taking the first half for Mizzou.
We are a team. This is the CBS team, so I'm with you. Okay, I'm with you.
That's how parlay works. Yeah.
We're gonna move on though.
Yep.
We're gonna move on though, and I am taking Michigan money line today. I mean, just go ahead and give it to me because guess what? This is not the brand of football that Lincoln Riley and USC want to play. I'm talking bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Just smash mouth football. That is what Michigan does. They have leaned heavily on the shoulders of Justice Haynes and the way he is running the football, the way that he is attacking the defense, just the physicality of the Michigan front. And then when you add Batman into the run game as a +1, and then you look at how he's starting to figure it out. He's starting to develop as a passer. I think this is another day that Lincoln Riley and USC, they just can't stack up. They're not tough enough for this kind of matchup. I like Michigan money line.
I'm also in on the Michigan money line today, if it makes you feel better. For what that's worth, I'm back like a bad habit on Notre Dame team total. They failed me last week. They had a lot of turnovers against Boise State that should have been touchdowns. I think against this NC State defense, we see them get back on the horse. Again, death, taxes, Notre Dame team total overs. They need all the style points they can get to make their case for the college football playoff. I think they go upwards of 50 points in this game.
I got a good one I'm feeling good about. I'm going to just go Oregon money line. I actually think Oregon covered the spread, but just to kind of give you guys a sense of insurance, just take them to win outright. At home, they get it done. Quack, quack, quack.
God forbid we take like a normal play like that. Like I forget that we can just take a nice
No. We like to go crazy.
Shout out to you guys for bringing us back.
Like we go first half.
Yeah.
What was it? Over?
Mizzou.
First
no,
half?
Mizzou, it's
Plus
spread.
3.5.
Oh yeah,
+1.5.
first half +3.5. Money line. What you just did? Money
Team
line.
total, yeah.
Finish us off, Denny Canal.
So I'm not afraid to lay some points here because you said death taxes and I forget what it was. Death taxes and
right,
Missouri. Starting off strong against Cupcake schedule and getting exposed. Last year it was 4-0 and everybody loved Mizzou. Then they go to A&M and they get absolutely housed. I do think you'll see a great atmosphere, maybe at noon kick. It's a little bit of a challenge for Bama to get started early. But Ty Simpson has been balling.
Yes,
Ryan
sir.
Williams, Jeremy Bernard, he's been stretching the field vertically. I think that's going to stress Missouri's secondary. I do think they get it done enough against Ahmad Hardy. Bama rolls.
I know what you guys are doing
everybody
here.
gets
I
your
see what's
roll
going on with Danny. He knows the better Alabama looks.
I just know that they're really good.
Yeah, they're good.
The better it looks for FSU's.
Yeah, great football. No, we're done with that. No, we're done with that. We're done with that.
We do have to thread the needle a little bit with me being on Missouri in the first half. But there's a whole extra, the treasure map.
I mean, we gave the viewers options.
Our pick.
Take
Look at
ours
that
or create
payout.
your own, but use what you have here.
Now this pays for the drinks. That'll tell you.
That pays for the entire desk worth of drinks. We'll throw in our producer, Ray Stryker, as well.
That's a nice dinner.
This will be a Hail Mary if we're able to get this parlay, but we're all feeling good. We feel good every week and we've yet to hit, but this is the week. It's going to happen because every week FanDuel is giving you a 50% profit boost on the biggest college football showdown. Boost your winnings by 50% on the biggest matchup. Download the FanDuel app. Guys, there's only one thing left to do before the games kick off.
Pick 'em.
Let's make some picks. Stick with us here on College Football Pregame.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely going to have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City On. Superb finish.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that touchdown.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park, all seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
It is time to pick some games here on College Football Pregame presented by FanDuel, and we start with a game that's about to kick off. That is between Ohio State and Illinois. Buckeyes 14.5-point favorites. We're not picking the game in this one because the spread is so large. Let's pick the spread. What do you got?
Give me an Illinois cover. Listen, I think that the defensive game plan for Illinois, pressuring Julian Sand, seeing if he can complete the deep ball to Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate, I think it'll pay dividends. They may give up some, but I think they're going to get home with a lot of pressure. I think they keep this game close. I think on the other side of the ball, Luke Altmaier, he's an NFL quarterback. If he gets enough time, that he will be able to pick apart the defense, move the ball, move the chains. I like Illinois to cover, but I think Ohio State is too much in the end, and they end up winning the game.
Yeah, I like Ohio State to win, obviously, but we also have value on them to cover. I just think come the fourth quarter, this thing could get out of hand. And again, this is something you might not want to look at it until the fourth quarter, but I do think they assert their dominance here. I just think they are the best team in the country.
I'm taking Illinois to cover as well. This is like their season. This is like their championship. Yes, the game kicks off at 12 noon, but for them, all the masses will be in the building to root on their team because they have no room for error. You talk about having 14.5 points before the game kicks off with an NFL-style quarterback in Luke Altmaier. I think they get the necessary plays they need to be able to cover this spread. I like Ohio State to win outright, but in terms of the point spread, give me Illinois.
We're going to put Mackenzie out on an island because all of us.
You know what you do, Mackenzie?
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm with you guys with Illinois and the points. Everybody goes back and they remember the 63 points that Indiana put up on them. They were not healthy in that game. No. They were down so many guys. I even got our Fornelli insight on this one. Illinois' best, telling me Josh Kreutz is going to be back on their offensive line to kind of help them potentially get that run game going. And I'm with you guys. I think this is one of those type of all on the line, best effort of the year. And to Damien's point, we haven't seen Julian Sand really tested yet. I think their defense could provide some challenges for them. So I like Illinois in the points. I think Ohio State wins, but I like Illinois in the points.
It's at Illinois, and they are 9-1 at home since the start of last season. Elsewhere in the Big Ten, we've got Michigan-USC. A lot of people are wondering how the Trojans are favored in this one. So what's your pick?
Like I said in Lincoln, Nebraska once, give me Batman, give me Bippo, even though I know he's not.
They didn't like hearing it there.
Right, they didn't like it, which granted, I know Sharon Moore is back. But Michigan has found their way. What is their way? Being a smash-mouth football team that depends on the run game, plays good defense, and then just gives the quarterback easy access throws as he's developing throughout his career. It's working. Bryce Underwood is great as a +1 in the run game. We're starting to see him figure it out and start to hit some of those throws. I'll go back to what I said earlier. I just don't think that USC and Lincoln Riley are built to play in these kind of games against a tough-nosed team that is just built in the trenches the way that Michigan is.
I agree. I think this line is still, a ding to what happened in the beginning of the season. I said it earlier in the show, like, getting beat by that Oklahoma defense is, obviously it stinks, but it's not that big of a deal. That's your true freshman quarterback's first road start, and since then we've just seen him develop and develop and develop. And in our model, we literally just take this team and keep power ranking them higher and higher and higher. So I think this offense has an easy time against this USC defense that, again, allowed 500 yards to Illinois.
I don't want the points. Give me Michigan straight up. Money line. I don't want the 2.5. It's basically like a pick 'em anyway. 2.5, what are you doing? Get more value in your buck. Give me Michigan and cover this spread. Win outright.
I like being on my island over here.
Hey,
The Trojans, Jaden Maeva has been balling out. We were in Nebraska. We saw Dylan Raiola throw for 300 yards against that Michigan defense. Those a lot came late. I think it comes early. Waymon Jordan gets it going. I think Lincoln Riley stands up to the test. He's been criticized so much for games like this. This is when they get it done.
All right. We appreciate that for everyone screenshotting and making sure that we have some differing of opinions here. I'm very curious to hear your opinion on this one. Missouri, Alabama, who you got?
I'm going with the Tide. And the reason why is because I have said Alabama has not been their best yet. We have not seen their best yet. The reason why is because we have not seen number 2's best yet. But what we have seen from number 2, me personally, is whenever he has been criticized throughout the week, he has his best performances following after. It's something about him. He don't like hearing the critics. I sat up here and talked about him before the Wisconsin game. What did he do? Went for 165 and 3 touchdowns. This will be a coming out party for Ryan Williams to show that he's the alpha in this wide receiver room. He's the best football player on the field. And watch how when he plays at his best, this Alabama team, they're going to make this Missouri team. Who have they played all year? Like my man Danny Cannell and Brian McFadden were just talking about. Who can love you like me? Nobody.
All right.
Time to roll.
All right. I think they win the game, but if I'm getting 3.5, it's that hook for me. If I'm betting the spread, I do like the +3.5. Enough out of you over there. Listen, I think this is an Ahmad Hardy Heisman moment game, potentially. He's around 25-1. I think you could see that creep up to 10-1 with some good value after even a close loss in this game.
Bama covering the spread for me. I'm not afraid of the points.
Same. Bama rolls.
Bama rolls.
All right, whatever.
All right, let's go to Georgia at Auburn. Who wins this game?
A lot of weird magic happens in Jordan-Hare, but not tonight for the Bulldogs. I think they're the better team. I think they're coached better. I think they put a more competitive performance on the field today, and we start to see something from this defense that my own Mackenzie Brooks is so patiently waiting for.
Go Dogs. Go Dogs. I'm taking the Dogs. How about them?
I'm with the Bulldogs as well. I think, 40-plus wins against non-ranked opponents, I'm following that trend.
Did you guys know they're retiring Cam Newton's jersey today for Auburn? I mean, I'm going to take Georgia, but I don't hate taking Auburn in the points. I think this game's going to be lower scoring. I think it'll be kind of ugly. I don't hate Auburn with points, but I do think Georgia wins.
All right, super quick with the Red River rivalry, Oklahoma, Texas.
Boomer Sooners.
I hate it, but horns up.
OU.
Me and Ken's on the same page. Texas gets it done.
Wow. Okay, there we go. We got one more game. It's our game on CBS between Indiana and Oregon. Drum roll. Who you got?
Give me the Ducks, and I'm going to tell you why quickly. The biggest difference in this game is going to be the red zone. Oregon is the best in the country once they get there. They get there early and often today. They stay in a rhythm. They keep scoring points. Give me the Ducks.
Give me the Ducks. Definitely give me the Ducks in the first half, though.
Give me the Ducks as well, and I like the Ducks to cover the 7 and a hook.
I don't hate an alt line either. I think Oregon, until we see Indiana step up against one of these bigger, better teams, I have a hard time believing it. Fernando Mendoza, I think, is going to be running for his life a little bit today.
All right, that does it for us here on College Football Pregame on CBS Sports HQ. Don't go anywhere, though. Get ready for this big one, Indiana, Oregon, and a top 10 showdown you can watch at 3:30 on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. And don't go anywhere. The College Football Today crew is live from Autzen Stadium on the other side of this break, so keep it right here on CBS Sports HQ.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
Needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League. Every goal, every game. Live on Paramount Plus.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City. Superb finish. Picks up it.
Unbelievable strike.
And that's surely the Scudetto.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's taunt skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
Getting every highlight from all the sports that matter to you.
We've got breaking news to bring to you.
CBS Sports HQ, streaming free 24/7.
Let's go save the universe.
Now that's more like it.
Are you ready to laugh
Nailed it.
till you turn blue?
Oh, no.
That got weird.
Smurfs. Rated PG. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
There's some things in life that you can't quite explain.
An extraordinary story.
Maybe it sounds flawless, looks effortless, or makes you feel like a part of history.
The first ever goal for BFC.
And when all of those phenomenons come together, it's perfect. Pitch perfect.
Let's go save the universe.
Now that's more like it.
Are you ready to laugh
Nailed it.
till you turn blue?
Oh, no.
That got weird.
Smurfs. Rated PG. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger. Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
In just over 3.5 hours, Autzen Stadium takes center stage.
This stadium all of a sudden has become a house of doom for a lot of visiting teams. The crowd will go crazy.
The proving ground for two top 10 teams.
Big time, big crowd.
Both the Hoosiers and the Ducks are led by a head coach redefining what's possible.
The Bull don't care. And today, we're the Bull. Let's go up their ass.
Each armed with a quarterback who can change the game in a snap.
Fernando Mendoza shows you why he has multiple capabilities out there.
More end zone touchdown Ducks. Welcome to a new era in Oregon football.
much more than a top 10 clash.
Let's go, come on!
It's a test to see who's built to last.
What a scene, everybody.
So much more than a top 10 clash, indeed. Heisman contenders and national championship aspirations, they may be the headlines. But when the Hoosiers and Ducks take the field later this afternoon and Autzen Stadium begins to roar, the story of this Big Ten battle becomes a test of wills and the opportunity to make a season-defining statement for the Dogs and the Ducks and the Hoosiers. Oh, what a great morning it is here. Welcome, everybody, to College Football Today on CBS Sports HQ.
Come on, baby.
Streaming. How about that? Baby. Adam Zucker stoked to be here in Eugene, if you couldn't tell already, alongside Aaron Taylor, Rick Neuheisel, and Brian Jones, counting down to this epic battle on CBS between 7th-ranked Indiana, number 3 Oregon. Say OMG to the OMB. The Oregon Marching Band has joined us as well. What are the teams doing right now?
Let me tell you, that guy's been given the piccolo player business today. So I'm just telling you, you don't want to be the piccolo player. There are half hour ago breakfast started, right? So there's a lot of carbo loading. I can look at you. You missed those days. A lot of carbo loading, getting ready for the big day. Me, I had nothing but nervous energy. I could not eat game day breakfast.
Really?
There'll be a meeting, they'll hop on the buses, and then it's time to buckle up and get it on.
I was never that sick where I couldn't enjoy a good meal, especially a free one. So you're going to fuel up, you're going to have a quick team hotel huddle, and then you're going to grab your gear, get on the bus, lock in, head to that stadium with purpose in mind, no fluff, all focus.
Well, unlike BJ, I didn't try to eat a lot because whatever I ate was coming up. I was a cookie tosser, boy, so it was plain everything.
Wasting food.
This is about managing your nerves. This is about your preparation, your cadence. We are creatures of habits of athletes. These players know what's at stake today in a game of this magnitude, so this is all about being at your best when it matters.
Hope everyone's enjoying their breakfast or lunch back east. Still adjusting to the time zones, aren't we?
Yeah.
All right, we are anticipating a quarterback duel for the ages as well here today. Combined 30 touchdown passes and just 2 interceptions between these Heisman hopefuls. They've already faced road tests on their season. Rick, let's start with Mendoza. What's impressed you the most?
Abba said, can you see the lights, Fernando? Signetti says, can you see the safeties? And there are none. This is cover 0. Fernando has to see that he has not enough blockers. He's got to take care of the ball, get it out of his hand quickly. He does so on a perfect strike on a slant. This was the deciding touchdown in the Iowa game. When you get down in the red zone, you need to throw, if you're throwing to the back line, you need to throw the ball at the crossbar or higher. He puts it over the top of the underneath defender. This is precision throwing, touchdown Indiana. And then when you get an opportunity to throw outside in the red zone, you throw away. You can see a slot receiver trying to run a fade route right here. He pushes to the outside shoulder. That's a perfect throw. This is why the NFL scouts are looking at this guy and salivating.
Well, that's why we're salivating as well. This guy's Cajun hot right now. Mendoza, 19 starts at Cal. When I saw he was transferring to Indiana, I said that's an immediate upgrade. And 2 games where he hit 90% of his passes, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions. You know who else did that since 2000? Bryce Young. He took home the Heisman.
That's good company, especially for a guy who was going to go to Yale originally, right?
He's smart, too.
And then Dante Moore on the other side. He's going to have the home crowd behind him, Rick.
I got a chance to watch Dante when he started his career at UCLA. I don't know if you knew this, but my son coaches there. Anyway, Dante has got all the arm angles. You're going to see it right here. He moves off the spot. This is called spatial awareness. Throw away from one safety and over the top of the other. That was brilliantly done. They love to get the ball out in space to their wide receivers. It's almost a glorified run. That calls for unbelievable accuracy. He's an over 70% passer. He's got that. This is a little play action. You can see the offensive line all moving to their left. He's going to come out on a naked. That sometimes means you have to make somebody miss. There's the arm angle I talked about. This is why NFL guys got him on the radar as well.
He's the total package. In most cases, second marriages work out. Sorry, BJ. But when he's come here from UCLA, it's worked out brilliantly.
Oh,
with Will Stein.
Shots fired.
His flourishing here in Eugene.
Oh, I got dreams.
I got news for you. It's a long day here.
Yeah.
He's just waking up. Wow. Speaking of previous lives, by the way, Mendoza and Cal beat Moore and UCLA in a previous meeting, 33-7 a couple years ago. All right, a huge slate of games on the way today, but let's hit a couple of highlights from last night as well. North Texas looking to start 6-0 for the first time since 1959. They actually had a 21-14 lead in this game on the Bulls, BJ, but things changed.
Hat on ball, ball in hand, feet. Take me to the end zone, Jalen Schuler. What are you doing, Mr. Schuler?
It's a
Get in
video
the end
game.
zone, man. That's just dumb and stupid right there. Come on, you can't do that. Yeah, Byron Brown finding a wide-open Jeremiah Coger. They took advantage of all the turnovers. 3 by Maker.
Boys, how about this?
Come
Cole
on.
Skinner with the thick 6 for 56, baby. That score broke the game wide open.
We had to move aside for you right there.
Thank you. That's a win for Big Man Nation and every kid that's fat with love handles and stretch marks.
Indeed.
Alex Golish is hot. I mean, that's a unbelievable 5-1 record right now for South Florida.
That play was when Aaron went to bed. First 3 interceptions of the year for Maker there, by the way.
Made a mess.
Rutgers, like us, visiting the Pacific Northwest, taking on Washington. Hadn't won a game out here since 2014. They had a 10-0 lead, Rick, but a historic night for Damon Williams.
He's just a sensational player. That was Denzel Boston on the receiving end. Watch him use his legs. This is what the Buckeyes took away. If you don't take it away, he'll make you pay.
Sure did. First player in Washington history with 400 passing yards and 100 rushing yards in the game. Dominated the second half as it got maybe a little late on the body clock for Rutgers. 28-6 was the second half margin. And as we check out the Big Ten standings, a big day for the teams in that top tier. Ohio State and Illinois about to get underway. Of course, we're going to see Indiana and Oregon on CBS. And then tonight, Michigan visits USC, AT.
Yeah, there's some big games in the Big Ten out here on the West Coast, and Michigan's physicality trying to take advantage of a USC defense. But this is all about pole positioning for the middle class for the playoffs, because those 3 teams at the top, boys, that's the meat of this conference, and that's what they're trying to hang their hat on.
Yeah, I think it's going to be moving day, as they say in the golf parlance. Moving day in the Big Ten. And Illinois has got Ohio State coming there, so they can now prove that, hey, that was just a fluke there in Bloomington.
Opportunity knocking, indeed, for Illinois and USC. USC knocks off Michigan tonight. They're in the hunt. They have an explosive offense, and it'll take a yeoman effort on defense. If they can get that done, they'll be in the race.
All right. And some coaches are telling their players it's still early.
No.
Coming up,
getting late.
The reigning coach of the year sits down with our coach and reveals the X's and O's behind the agonizing decision that ultimately led him to Bloomington. College football today returns in a moment.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome. That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City High. Superb finish. Pull it up.
Unbelievable strike.
And then surely they score that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. Has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
When he first came out of prison, I thought, maybe I'll get my dad back. Even after everything that happened. So much for second chances, eh?
Let's go save the universe.
Now that's more like it.
Are you ready to laugh?
Here comes Indiana.
Mendoza fires the football. Caught. Touchdown, Indiana. The Hoosiers completely dominate.
Let's get playing football. How do you like our offense? It can score in a hurry.
Defense for Oregon have everything covered.
Oh, yeah. The added buzz surrounding our game today is as much about the direction of these two programs as it is the game itself. Both head coaches have made immediate impacts at their respective schools. And for Curt Signetti, it was quite the journey to Bloomington with several successful stops along the way, including another place named Indiana. Over the summer, Rick had a chance to visit the Church of Signetti for a revealing chat that left him even more of a believer.
You and I are contemporaries. We both started college in 1979. I was at UCLA, you at West Virginia. A couple of quarterbacks just trying to get on the field one way or another.
No, you got on a lot more than that.
I got on late, but I was lucky to be in the right place at the right time. You come from a coaching family, though. Did you always know you wanted to be a coach?
I did. Yeah, we went to Morgantown in '70. I was the oldest of four. My dad left Princeton for West Virginia. Bobby Bowden took the West Virginia job. That was his first head coaching job. So I was on the sideline, you know, and in the locker room at halftime. And I had a pretty good idea then that that's what I wanted to do. So, yeah, I didn't have many other interests, to be honest with you, in terms of my life's work.
Well, good for you. You bet on yourself. You were on Nick Saban's staff.
Yeah.
Bet on yourself. You take the job, Division II school there. What was it about that opportunity that said, I'm betting on me, I'm gonna climb this ladder?
Yeah.
Or were you just happy to be there for the rest of your career?
You know, I was hitting the big 5-0, wanted to be a head coach, didn't want to close it out as an assistant. I always thought I'd be a good head coach. And so I made a radical move, you know, with two girls in high school, my son in freshman
What did your
college.
wife say to you when you say, hey,
She looked at me like I was crazy. She said, no, no. I mean, you're talking about taking a pay cut maybe from 320 to 120. And then finally, after I came in the second time, she said, okay. Now, it was a town she was from. She was one of 10 children, 7 girls, 3 boys. 9 of their names start with them. She's number 9. And my parents still lived in that town. And my dad had coached there at one time. Sure. They were a powerhouse. But since then, things had changed, budgets, unions, just they weren't very good. And I took it, and you know, I learned a lot. We
won more than 50 games.
Yeah, we had a good first year. We're 12-2, year 2. Should have been undefeated if I'd have worked enough on special teams. You know, so I was able to get my mistakes out of me. And then kind of like knew what I was doing after a while.
He has an unbelievable talent of winning wherever he goes.
Well, we're not done yet. As you look at yourself as a head coach, if you were describing yourself as a head coach, are you more like Nick Saban or more like your father?
I'm in the middle there somewhere. Highly structured and organized.
And that comes from which side of that?
Both those guys.
Both those guys.
Yep. Efficient, very efficient. I'm a short practice guy. I got to keep him healthy and fresh. It's a little different than other people. My temperament, I got a little of my mother in me, maybe. She's a little feisty.
A little feisty, yeah. More Saban then on that side of it?
Yeah, definitely,
okay.
Definitely.
Gotcha.
I learned a lot from him. And there were some probably personality characteristics that were similar. Not identical now.
Who was the happier guy in the world when all of a sudden Indiana's having this wonderful success and the athletic director, president come to you and say, we want to extend you and so forth? You or your agent?
My agent.
Good stuff, Rick.
I love talking to Curt Signetti. By the way, I call him the Count because he had the same suntan as Dracula. The guy is efficient. He told you, very efficient. He is a taskmaster, dry sense of humor. You can tell why the players gravitate to him because what he does and teaches works.
Well, I didn't detect any Count Dracula vibes from that interview, Rick. Great job. I love that intensity he brings. It's about efficiency, intensity. That's the new Hoosier way. And sign me up for those short practices, man. Get in, get your work done correctly, and get out.
I thought your question about who's he more like his father, Nick Saban, was great. He paused there and he had to think about it. What really stands out to me is that it's taken him a while to figure out who he is as a coach, but he is being that. He is authentically himself. It translates to this team. They play with a swag, and it's not macho bravado. It comes from belief. He has his own way of going about it, but it's brilliant, and that's what has him in one of the most watched games of the weekend. By the way, Indiana, Pennsylvania, birthplace of what American acting icon? Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter. No?
Oh, Jimmy Stewart.
There you go.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart. There's a museum
I recognize
there for him.
Pennsylvania, yeah.
I'm looking on the rundown.
Give me another clue.
I didn't see any trivia on the rundown.
It's a wonderful life, I'll tell you that.
It sure is for all of us. Indiana's well-traveled, so are their fans who made their way to the Pacific Northwest. Back with more from Eugene as our countdown to the Hoosiers and Ducks continues.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely gonna have to start drinking again.
Landman, new season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount+.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway, and there's some massive clash at City High.
Superb finish.
Pull inside. Picks up.
Unbelievable strike.
And that's surely the Scudetto.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount+.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount+. All
right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every season.
That sounds like so much fun!
Everything South Park. All seasons, new episodes, and more. Now streaming on Paramount+.
This could be the greatest opportunity in my life, and it comes with danger.
Well, I bet ain't nobody seen that coming.
Tulsa King, new season, now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again. has to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dexter. What do you think? Tonight's the night.
Stream every Dexter episode ever, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
This
And the ball is in the net.
is the heartbeat of English soccer. Fans with undying loyalty and iconic owners with premier-level dreams. Where one season decides who rises and who falls. The EFL on CBS Sports Network and streaming on Paramount Plus.
You can't count on Derek's tong skills.
Oh, Tony, I think it hit the ground.
But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus.
When he first came out of prison, I thought, maybe I'll get my dad back, even after everything that happened. So much for second chances, eh?
Let's go save the universe.
Now that's more like it.
Are you ready to laugh?
We are back. Number 7 against number 3 later today here in Eugene, and numbers don't lie. Both Indiana and Oregon ranking in the top 6 nationally in points per game scored and points allowed. And some would say those numbers are a byproduct of 2 things, AT, blocking and tackling. What makes the Ducks so dangerous offensively?
Well, there's so many things that they do, but they block extremely well at the lines of scrimmage. They take care of the football, and they're just explosive. Dan Lanning reinforces what you do when you don't have the football. He tells the skill players, no block, no rock. So everybody involved runs to the football and hustles to get downfield. In fact, last year they took a look at what plays could have scored touchdowns had they had downfield blocking. He showed that to the entire team. You see the tight ends, wide receivers, even offensive linemen getting in tow. Good plays happen at the line of scrimmage. Great runs happen downfield, as you'll see here. It is a wholesale investment across the board by the entire team, and it's why Oregon is one of the best rushing attacks in the nation.
I feel like I'm watching a video game.
This is absolutely a hallmark of great coaching. You make blocking sexy. You start keeping score. You start putting all those great blocks on tape. You put them up for everybody to see. You want your picture on this board? You show me a block like that. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's it. You got to buy in, and you got to do the little things. The details matter, and that's why they're sitting there in the top 10. The same with Indiana's defense. Brian Haynes has imported a top 5 James Madison defense to Hoosier land, and they're playing as such. These guys are fantastic. Top 3 nationally in total defense, only allowing about 9.5 points. Aiden Fisher, I love this. Directing traffic, recognizing as those quarterbacks recognize what the defense is trying to do. The quarterback of the defense, that middle backer, Fisher right there, recognize, letting his guys know this is where they're coming, and not just recognizing and directing, making the tackle. And my man here, Isaiah Jones, that's my play cousin, baby. Lead them in sacks right now. Here you go, 46. Defensively, they've got some ball hogs, led by Lewis Moore, Amari Farrell. They've got 7 interceptions through 5 ball games right now. So you better make sure you take care of the rock. And Oregon's one of the best in the business at doing that. But Indiana is going to apply some pressure. They're great at gap discipline, and they have a relentless rotation of defenders that they utilize.
Yeah, they do a great job of simulated pressure where they get pressure on the quarterback, but they do it safely by only bringing 4. It's typically a second-level defender. They run picks and stunts with it. So Oregon has been instructed this week to be very good with their hands to keep everybody clean, because this defense will flat out get after you.
And you know what's amazing about being out here on the West Coast?
What's that?
You wake up, I mean, you're barely like with it, and there's football games on.
This is the way it's supposed to be.
Thank you. Okay.
Welcome to my side of the country. By the way, talking about Lewis Moore, he even won in the courtroom. He got himself an extra year of eligibility.
That's right.
And congratulations, Lewis. You're making the most of it.
Yes, he is.
Well, we got an extra window of football games to watch because it's still morning out here, including a big one as Alabama visits unbeaten Missouri. It's like the 3rd straight game Alabama's trying to get a win over a ranked, undefeated opponent. But Missouri strikes first, BJ.
USS Norfleet. That's how
Holy
big
smoke.
he is. That's a 90-10 ball, AT, right? 90% chance Norfleet's going to catch it as he does right there.
But Jan Miller the other way from Ty Simpson.
Damn.
And so Alabama ties it up, Rick.
Ty Simpson's having a marvelous year. People were concerned after that loss in Tallahassee. He's been brilliant since. This will be a shootout today in Como.
Highest ranked one-loss team right there. And so Missouri, one of those 14 undefeated teams remaining entering today. The Big Ten will be down to at most 2 by the day's end. You have Ohio State playing Illinois right now. Meantime, Florida State, yes, you mentioned the big win over Bama earlier this year, but they've actually lost 7 straight in ACC play going back to last year, Aaron, and Jakirian Turner and Pitt trying to keep it going.
Doing a great job coming off that huge win and beatdown of Boston College, their last out. Something these Yinzers are doing in Pittsburgh is working, boys.
Pitt put a
touchdown drive.
Pitt put a freshman quarterback in Mason Heitschel last weekend. It's working out perfectly for the Nardoos.
Watch out for that first step. It's a Narduzzi. And you know what? No respect, BJ. No respect for Oklahoma State anymore.
They don't deserve it, dude, but they got some tricks up their sleeve. Shamar Rigby hitting Rodney Dangerfield Fields Jr. wide open. Yeah, shoot your cannon, your howitzer.
Thanks for helping me out with the no respect, love. But Houston has since tied it. They are 4-1, and the day is just getting going. A moment ago, we mentioned the remaining unbeatens in college football. We're about 3 hours away from seeing 2 of those teams go toe-to-toe on CBS.
Really good teams, a lot of good players. The fast, the physical. These guys that play hard, play physical, and I think we do the same.
Play for the brother next to you. Play for the brother next to you. Let's go.
The first thing that sticks out is like this is a team that has a clear identity. You know, they know what they're good at, and they do it really, really, really well. They're rushing as well as anybody in the country, and then throwing as well as anybody in the country, and they have a lot of weapons that they can use.
Indiana on a new elevated platform, reaching new heights last year. Today they invade a superpower. We cannot wait for this one, about 3 hours away. Time for some final thoughts. Rick, why don't you start us off here?
Listen, the scoreboard here says mighty Oregon. They have been brilliant for the last 30 years. They have climbed the mountain. They're right there knocking on the door for a national championship. This can be a step in the right direction. But for Indiana, this is an opportunity like they've never experienced. They've got 1 win in their history against top 5 opponents. If they get one today, Signetti, the count, is in a new strata.
0-46 on the road versus top 5 opponents. That is the Hoosiers, but they're looking to put a 1 in that win column on the road versus the top 5. It's going to come down to their run game. Last week versus Iowa, 2 weeks ago, first time all season, they hadn't rushed for at least 300 yards. So can they keep that high-powered Ducks offense on the sidelines and their defense force Oregon into something they don't do, which is turn the ball over?
Yeah, I agree with you guys. A couple matchups I'm really excited to see. This will be the best set of wide receivers that both of these secondaries have seen. That's a heck of a matchup. And I want to tell you about a heavyweight rock fight. Oregon's offensive line against Indiana's front 7 is a fair fight. It'll be 12 rounds. There'll be busted lips and black eyes on both sides. That matchup's going to determine this game.
I was waiting for some offensive line references. I was worried for a second.
We were waiting
man
for
will
some
get you in the trenches.
Pacific Northwest weather kicking in here. Polite sprinkle. That'll do it from Eugene for now. We thank you for watching. Join us at 2:30 Eastern on CBS for a 1-hour edition of College Football Today as we continue our countdown to number 7 Indiana and number 3 Oregon.
You can't count on accurate expiration dates.
That is a rookie mistake.
Or the kindness of strangers. But you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS, streaming on Paramount+.
In the Champions League, every picture tells a story, and every great story
Would you believe this?
needs an audience.
It's a really special moment.
The UEFA Champions League, every goal, every game, live on Paramount+.
I called this luncheon to squash the rumors and to offer you a warning. The only difference between me and my husband is I'm meaner.
She owns the company, but I run it. Situations like this have to come to a head before it resolves itself.
So just another day.
Just another day, Pop. I'm definitely going to have to start drinking again.
Landman. New season streaming November 16th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's so loud in here. Oh, man, this is awesome.
That power. Oh, my goodness. What a performance.
They're underway in this massive clash at City On.
Superb finish.
Oh, that's it. Mix of it.
Unbelievable strike.
And that's surely the school that tornado.
Watch Serie A all season long, streaming on Paramount Plus.
Everything South Park is streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right, everyone, listen up.
Every character, every story, every